Hey everybody, welcome to the stream. I'm Brea Thorn. How the heck are you doing? I hope we're all doing well this evening. Sorry I was 15 minutes late or so, but yeah, here we are. I've been working hard on this stuff. Like, hey, look, that's, you know what? Hold on, I'm gonna showcase this a little better. Give me a second. Hold on. I don't know why that didn't show. Oh, that's the old one. Okay, that can't work. Okay, hi. Jackie Can't Win, thank you for the Prime sub. Welcome to the Swarm. I appreciate that. You'll see what I'm talking about here. Let's change this light to a white light here. And then crank up the relative brightness. I kind of did it. Well, I have a purple pegboard there now. The one that I had in the garage studio that was just languishing there, not getting its appropriate amount of affection and attention. But there it is. Yeah, it's looking good so far. I have a lot of stuff to add to it. Just installing it over in front of the window that was there that was completely useless it took some time. But it's nice and solid, and I can put some actual heavyweight tools on there if I need to. But yeah, hi everybody. What's up? Thank you. Your videos have been helping me greatly lately. Happy I can to finally catch a stream, says Jackie Can't Win. Well, I don't know if your username checks out, because it sounds like finding the channel, getting some videos that helped you was a win. So there you go. What's up, Clone Smurf? Welcome. You're awesome. Glad to hear it. Braxton, welcome in. Epoch, welcome. And Apocalypse, welcome as well. Now over in YouTube land, Sailor, welcome. Steve, glad to see you. Dave Odell, welcome in. Alice, glad to have you here. John, welcome. Michelle, welcome. Glad to have you as well. And Magnolia50, welcome. How are you? Tim, what's up, Tim? How's it going? Don't mind the mess. Just redoing stuff in here. Dumb windows all covered up with a nice, beautiful wall control. Purple pegboard now. Let's see if I can actually, instead of messing with relative brightness, let's raise our... You can kind of see it. I might need to get a light on it by itself. And I'm probably going to put some LEDs around it. But it's just taking a while to get all that stuff done. Every time I'm making progress, I'm like, oh, I need to get this one little thing and order this one little thing. Just put it on there and yeah. But, you know, it gets worse. It's got to get worse before it gets better. When it comes to building your set, rebuilding it, doing whatever. Like I had to move some of my lighting back there. That's those standing lights that are right here. Those are my green screen lights, and they've got disheveled and moved, and still dealing with the mess from the build. You know, I take my time with stuff. Slow and steady wins the race, probably. Adam, welcome. Oh, you're over there. Okay, so I guess you're Clone Smurf. Referencing yourself over in Twitch. Glad to have you on both streams. Thank you for watching both. Feel free to mute the one that you're not actively watching, but I appreciate the support. Build-A-Burr, welcome. And Rarutu. Man, glad to see everybody here. Almost everybody. People trickle in, and it's fine. It's good. It's good to have that sort of like, you know, I got to tell you guys, we've seen some pretty big streams around here relative to what I'm used to, getting up to near, you know, 200 total viewers on both, if you account for both Twitch and YouTube. I don't know. I don't know if I want it to get any bigger than that. And I don't want to, care for what you wish for. I know that's a thing, but I see, like, I went in to watch one of Zach's streams. I went to hang out there, and he's got 700 or 800 people in there, and the chat's just blazing by. Same thing happens with Roby. And I don't know if I could handle that 3 times a week. Well, it would be 2 times a week. Fewer people come and watch the gaming streams, but this is fine because those are meant to be chill. I don't know if I could do that. Just trying to get a word through to the, I like that you guys know, unless I'm elbows deep in a PC, building a computer, or doing, you know, doing something that's requiring all my focus, you pretty much know if you say something in chat, I'm going to see it and usually respond to it. I don't know if I want y'all to lose that feeling is what I'm saying. I like that. Someone steady, have you seen my turtles? I have not, actually. Deep Stank, what's going on? Welcome. JD McC, welcome in. Can't get a word in Zach's streams. You can't. And I was like, I even did stuff like, in order to say hi to Zach, I had to like donate, which is fine. I mean, once you get to a larger size of stream, that's how you get through, is you need to do a super chat on YouTube, or you do something with bits. But he was super cool when I went in there. Of course, he was like, hey, you guys, Braithorn's a pre-built guy. Go watch his stuff. And I was like, now, I do want to talk with Zach because I need to go over his newer builds, but I'm not going to do that until his 50 series changes have been made. So we'll wait for that, because he has changed his builds. I did a video covering PC builders, PC building companies who are also content creators that are getting into the larger side of things. Like Zach's team is growing. They're building a lot of PCs. I looked at, what is it? Gamertech Toronto, PC Bros, one of those guys. And I had constructive criticism for all of them. And Zach took that and was like, yeah, we're making changes based on what you said. I'm like, oh my God. It's not like this guy doesn't know what he's doing. Like, but I'm just so immersed in the pre-built realm. I'm not in a bubble like a lot of SIs get. You stare at your own products for so long that it's easy to lose sight of the big picture. And the big picture is what I look at. But I really do, like, I also sometimes lose sight of that. It's easy to assume if you're a smaller SI that I'm going to accidentally run into your stuff. It's not necessarily true. I've got like that back when all I was doing was just, you know, looking at configurators and doing this, and now I've got projects. I've got big projects I'm trying to do. But back then, yeah, I probably would have run into it because I'm just out there searching for new ones and things like that. But now, like, I do need companies to reach out to me if they're a smaller company, and some have. Like, that's how I found Sick PCs, which turned out to be a cool company. Reactor Gaming walked up to me at TwitchCon and was like, hey, been watching your stuff for a while. And I'm like, really? Tech Blacksmith, hey, Braithorn, thanks for helping everyone out. You're welcome. You're very welcome. Gary, happy holidays. Happy holidays to you. But yeah, I don't know, guys. I'm in a weird spot right now because it's been this whole year where I've been like, I'm about to launch this series. And then it's been delay after delay after delay. Some of them out of my hands, some of them very much within my hands. But I know when that launches, it's going to be a change for the channel, because it's going to bring in a whole new audience, and it's going to mean, hey, this is something to subscribe for. You guys got to understand, if the content I've been making, it's surprising that I've grown to 36K on YouTube, because most people can just watch my videos, get the help they need, buy a PC, and then what are they going to buy more PCs? No, they're going to be good for years. There's no actual reason for people to subscribe other than just supporting what I do, which is awesome. And for those of you who have done that, thank you. I hope that I can bring you more value to that. Well, I mean, it's free subscription, you get what you pay for, but I mean, still, I'm hoping to bring more value, but that's what pre-built rebuild is for. And I don't know. I'm just like, I don't know. It's certain things where it's like, I don't know how much I want the way things are to change. That, change is always scary. Doesn't matter who you are. And you do need to approach things that can cause such change with caution and understanding of what that can cause. I mean, just watching Jay at TwitchCon just try to walk around and enjoy the show was like, he couldn't do it because everywhere he went, people were stopping him. and wanting to take pictures and stuff like that. I don't think I'll ever get to that point, but it still intimidates me to think of that. Yo, tough MN, thank you for the lurk. I appreciate that. Thanks for coming in. Ruchu says, just do it. I'm doing it. I am doing it. I mean, you're seeing the in order to keep things fresh, I'm making new sets, doing things like that, so I can have different angles to shoot from. So it's not just me being like this and talking through the show that is meant to be the evergreen content that's going to change my channel. Like, I am putting very serious work into it. But yeah. Mage Keltor, welcome. How's it going? Araxnus, welcome, buddy. How are you? Is that it's Pixio? I mean, it has been close to being finished for the longest time. It just got pushed off for other stuff, and I feel really bad about that. But yeah, I do. Chat's cool here, Bray. We all get along and no one trolling. It's a little YouTube oasis. Steve, that's the thing, is I don't want to lose that. If things get to where, because also the more you grow, the more you'll start, like when we're starting to get more people in the streams, like viewing, then we start to get trolls and stuff. And then I have to worry about that because I don't have any official, I have mods in Twitch. I have a couple of mods on Twitch, but it's very casual. They come in whenever they want. I don't have anyone that I am able to pay for seriously modding the channels. That comes down to me. You know, I have a few volunteer ones that are awesome, but they have other stuff to do. They have lives, they have jobs, they have all kinds of stuff they got to do. -4 outside. Good Lord. Over there in Scotland. Yep. My thing is this. Being a theater kid, growing up as a theater kid, and doing improv, doing all that stuff growing up, I am no stranger to, you know, getting attention by being on stage and sort of flourishing under that, because that's, you know, that's fun. It's fun. It's like, and it's not a look at me kind of thing. It's more like a let's have some fun kind of thing. And I feel like I can provide that entertainment or education stuff. But I'm not out here like I want to be famous. That scares me. I want to continue to have a private life. I don't want, you know, I don't want to be and I'm not saying that it's likely to happen, but the possibility intimidates me. Watching others have to deal with that. Like, just knowing that at his own show at LTX, Linus could barely just walk around at his own show. Think about that. Like, think about that for a second. The ramifications of that. Now, he's stated clearly, like, I can just go to Walmart. That's fine. I can go to the grocery store. Nobody stops me, you know? But no, at these fun events, they can't have fun because the people who will know who they are going to be there. But anyways, I don't know. I don't know why I'm going on about that. Being in a transitionary period like this, I guess, makes me contemplative, you might say. Luxtizer, a person often meets his destiny on the road he took to avoid it. Jean de La Fontaine. Also Kung Fu Panda. Nice. Double reference. Very good. Double quote. I'm good, though. Read rumors that 9950X 3D now won't have 3D cache on both CCDs, so trying to get on an upgrade path. Yeah, I know. And the funny thing is, I talked to, or it was on Blue Sky, that I sort of reposted something where that rumor was the thing. It's just going to be one CCD. And then Adam from PC World was like, why are you upset by that? I was like, well, because I was hoping they would have it. And I thought that they had made some changes to make it. He was like, AMD stated that it's the inter-CCD latency. That's the reason they're not going to do it. I was like, my response was this. They recently, the latest AGISA, vastly improved chiplet to chiplet latency. And I thought that was for this. But hey, fine. Core parking forever, I guess. And he was like, yep. So I had a reason for why I thought that. And I thought it was being indicated by AMD. But no, it was just a performance boost. That was it. It wasn't for any specific purpose. I thought it was that plus putting the 3DV cache underneath the core complex die. I thought that both of those things were leading towards them having an overclockable dual 3DV cache, dual CCD chip. How amazing would that have been? And maybe how amazing will that be when they eventually do it? It might be in the 11,000 series. That is what Whaleland is for. True. If Ray doesn't want to be famous, JJ will make him infamous. JJ? Are you talking about JJ from Asus? Rurutu, what are we talking about? Jake's Delivery Services. Hi, mate. I have 2 questions. Okay. Shoot. Aspire 2019. Hey, Braithen, how you doing? How are you doing, Aspire? I'm doing fine. Worst comes to worst, I just go Ultra 285K and take the gaming hit. Intel says they're working on a fix to get up to 14900K levels. They're going to do that. It's going to happen. Every new platform has growing pains when it launches. It was the same thing with 9000 series Ryzen, and it was the same thing with 7000 series. It was the same thing with Alder Lake, believe it or not. You guys might not remember this. Alder Lake came out. It wasn't great. It had a lot of stability issues, or I should say instability issues. El Mirador, I'm sorry, I don't have the hat to put on. I apologize for that, and I need to deactivate that until I find the thing. Poppy Seeds, hey Brager, the #1 top channel in my Twitch recap. Well, thank you. Thanks for hanging out to make that possible. Also, has anyone asked you to pick their PC case color yet? Only by accident. Question 1, Intel or AND? And what? Oh, AMD. Well, Jake, that's not really how that works. Essentially, it's going to depend on your use case. If you're editing video, it should be Intel's Core Ultra 200S. That kind of thing. So here's what you do. Take a look at this. Jake, we're doing these tonight. Click that link, fill out that form, and I'll be able to help you out because you will then have actually provided me information that'll help me give you accurate answers to your questions. Because something like Intel and AMD, I need to know what you're going to use your PC for. There's no blanket answer for that. And if you're giving me vague questions, here's what happens. In order to give you a solid answer, I have to drag information out of you. One little question after another. If I didn't care, I would just say whatever. The question was very simple overall. Yes, either one of them will be good for you. If you're unwilling to give me any information about what you're going to use it for, you give me a vague question, you get a vague answer. However, I provided you with a way to give me information in a really effective and efficient way to where I can give you a custom tailored answer just for your needs. If that is something you don't want to do, that's totally fine, but it's what I rely on in order to be actually helpful rather than just a soothsayer of sorts. But all alliteration aside, that goes to all of y'all. If you're looking for help here, the best way to get good answers to your questions or good PC recommendations, whether it's pre-built or a parts list for a DIY build, the best way to do it is to fill out the form. That I linked in the Twitch chat, and if you're watching on YouTube, it's in the description. That right there means that I will suddenly, by reading a short list of answers, have a way better understanding about what's right for you. Yeah, what's up, Tiger Lily? Thank you for the lurk. Rip, but understandable. Yeah, it's all the moving stuff around here I always have to do. Duck with Leaf, I have some questions as well. Well, guess what? I just told you what to do. Click that link in that thing that I put there that said, hey, you need help with yada, yada, yada. That's where you go. And it's easy to do. It is free. And there you go. Duck with Leaf, I'm not going to be able to answer that for you because I plan. Okay. Okay, here we go. Duck with Leaf. For ignoring what I said, all that stuff I said, and just blurting out a paragraph, I'm going to tell you this, and that's all the help you're going to get. I can't tell you an answer because you didn't tell me what resolution you're going to game at. It's part of the form. You heard me explain the same thing to the other person, and yet you still ask the question before giving me any info. If you're using that system for 1440p or 4K, no, it's not a good system. That was a bad decision. 1080p, sure, it's fine. There you go. If I'm doing something for free, if I'm going to be providing help for free, it is very reasonable for me to determine that it will be on my terms. And that means I don't want to guess when it comes to helping you. I've been doing this for years. And in order to do it properly, I need information about you. I don't like to be out here like some do and just say, this is the best thing for everybody, because that cannot be true. It categorically it is false to say that one thing is right for everybody. And I get it's a bad feeling overall for me to try to do that. I don't like doing it because it's just me not helping you. I'm not raging, Braxton. I do these things on my own terms because, yes, I do it for free. What's up, Toaster? Oh my goodness. AZ Toaster coming in. How have you been? Sir, do you have a psychoanalysis form that we can fill out? Sorry, I can't help you there. I would like one myself, actually. Are you going to try out B580 Battle Mage or make a video about it? Asked Aspire. No. Unless it's sent to me. And it's not. It hasn't been. So I wasn't on the list for that. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm going to watch. Well, I might talk about it, but I'm going to watch other channels who have been seeded review samples and have had a couple of weeks to test it out. I will use the very same information you will, but I'll analyze it in my own way and make my own determinations based off of that data, because basically what I go in for is the data less than the opinions, and I form my own opinion based on that. Guys, when you think I'm raging, y'all have heard me actually rage, and it sounds nothing like that. You've heard me actually rage. Like grabbing the microphone and screaming into it. Yeah, I know you want Braythorn rage mode. I'm not trying to start off like that. That's not how I want to start a stream. That's just not a good time. And Poppy Seeds makes a good point. I didn't mean to throw shade or nothing. It just gets very overwhelming at times, so the forum helps optimize and streamline things so break can help you faster. Yes, indeed. What's up, buddy? Doing well, you? I'm just glad to hear you're doing well. And we have an ad break. Oops. Hey, Bray, question about your question form. Do you happen to have a list of all the questions on the form? Yes, I do, actually. It's right here. I'm glad you asked. It's right here. Are you ready? There you go. Okay, cool. If you want to rage him, just ask him to pick the color. Yeah. Braxton says, we know. Well, that's the thing, is like, people who are new here might think I'm raging at them. Oh, no. That hasn't begun yet. Even when it's like someone changing their budget a million times or not picking the color, I will rage only if they like insist on not picking after I let them know you have to. And if you then say, well, I don't care, that's when it's like, listen here. That's when that happens. Now would be a good time to emphasize for form users to be specific with their budgets and stick to it. Cogs, It's in there. It says, Matt, I can't emphasize that anymore on the form. But okay, sure. If you're filling out the form, you need to determine what, like, before you submit it, that your budget that you listed is your actual maximum budget. Don't go adding any amount to that. And if your amount is, say, your budget's $1,750, then pick $1,500, not $2,000. We need it to go be able to go up, not down. Pick the number that's the increment that's a little bit lower than whatever your actual budget is. And then just let me know when your turn comes up, oh, my budget's actually this. Because in order to have good data, I can't have too many selections there. I need to have more, it can't be that granular. I guess it could have been, but like, this gives cleaner charts for me to look at. What I'm probably gonna do is, come the 1st of January, start a new form so that I can see trends from 2024 and then compare it to trends from 2025 later on, way down the road. I should honestly be doing a new one every month, so I would have new charts for every month. That would be really good, but each chart would have less of a sample size for each chart. So it's tough to figure this stuff out on my own. I'm not a statistics guy by nature. Well, I kind of am. I do operate off of statistics, but figuring out statistics and implementing them, not my, as an implementing method for acquiring statistics, not my forte. Interpreting, yes, I can interpret statistics. Wait, I thought I just dreamed that. Wait, you dreamed what? What is Tangia? Tangia is something that can do things like text-to-speech with AI voices and things like that. There's a few memes on there. I could really open up Tangia, but there's some stuff on there that I don't really find appropriate for my stream. But you basically pay 50 cents in bits, or if you're watching on YouTube, you buy tokens, whatever, and you can do crazy stuff on stream. It's pretty fun. Like some of the voice AI voices you can ask questions to are really good. Do the charts show the change through time? Cogs, no, but what I could do is I can just go into the spreadsheets, highlight chunks based off of dates, and then generate new charts within Google Sheets. Duck with Lee filled out the form. All right, cool. Also known as the sub badges are Triforce. Heck yeah, they are. You should get yourself some. I don't usually push subscribing though, but I mean, yeah. Oh, right, narrowing makes sense. Yeah. Commodore 64 or VIC-20? Tandy 1000. Love this community. How you doing, Braithorn? What's up, Ben? How's it going? I'm doing good. Gabriel, welcome. How are you? King on VR, welcome. Robert, glad to see you. Sorry, I was, yeah. Adam Williams, I built a few computers a year to sell on Facebook Marketplace. You helped keep me informed on PC market price. Really? You know what I would look at, Adam? I would look at jawa.gg. Take a look at there, and also maybe consider selling on there, because they give you some protections for the seller and for the buyer. It just prints out shipping labels, some of the really convenient things if you're not just selling locally. Michelle Melton, this is mild. Oh, are you talking about my earlier rage? I mean, I don't think we ever hit 25C. If we do, it's few and very far apart. It's always funny seeing our locals come back from a holiday in shorts and tees, then our weather hits them. I want to go to Scotland one day. My problem is, like, when I go on vacations, it's hard for me to get away from my tech mindset. Like, I want to go look at cool techie things. Like if we're going to go on a trip to Houston, we're going to be going on a trip to Houston soon, and I want to go to the Space Center. I've never been to the Space Center. Can you believe that? And I live like 4 hours from Houston. But, you know, I want to do stuff like that. And when it's something like an island getaway or something like Scotland, it's hard for me to unplug. Bad habits, honestly. Have you noticed any difference in stream stability between YouTube and Twitch? Is one platform better than the other? I constantly get messages about instability for Twitch, but it works fine, and people never report issues with that. YouTube just has more delay, but it's better quality. If you don't mind the delay, then yeah. You might want to make a form filling out video. People. Sailor. and also everyone else. You need to get used to filling out forms because you're going to be doing that throughout your life. I'm sorry to say. And this, in terms of that, relative to other forms, is dead easy. It is so easy. Oh, cool. Thank you for sharing. No problem. Braxton says, I'll watch for a form filling out video. I don't want to do that. Now, making something like a YouTube short might be interesting for that, because that will be showing people like, hey, here's what I do and here's how you can join it. And there you go. That might be really good to do. But what's going to happen is the form would then get overloaded with people who are not there for the stream. And then I'm going to be sitting there like, okay, so-and-so, are you here? Like, that's why I do a roll call instead. But it would be good for those who, a good little way of learning how it works here before you get here. So that's not a bad idea. In that way, not a video, but a short, which is a video. It's a short video. I know, but you know, you get what I'm saying. The form is free, but the video will cost you. Yes, view the form filling out video on my Patreon, which, no. My girlfriend is the form filler outer, Broga. Okay. I mean, that's fine. That's part of your dynamic. That's cool. But yeah, you did do one and it went fine, meaning you could do it yourself whenever you want. I think you did one, right? And yeah, also when I get my next, oh, don't worry about it, Poppies. I'm really bad, possibly on purpose, about being like, guys, use your Twitch Prime subs and join YouTube members. I like it when people just determine to do that on their own. Is that weird? So I'm not asking you to do that. It's okay. It's only something, if you want to do that, then you do it. And that's how it should be, I think. But I don't just rely on streaming income for my expenses, for my income. So I understand that for those who do rely on that as their main income, encouraging people to support what you do is part of that. You need that. What I like are and what you guys can do to support what I do for free is the other stuff it's free. The following on Twitch and also the subscribing on YouTube. That helps me work with companies because they, for some reason, haven't understood that those numbers aren't what they used to be. If I focused on short form content, my channel would probably blow up, but it would not be anybody wanting to watch the longer form videos that I like making. They would be there for a short now and then. They still rely on subscriber numbers and subscriber counts. And now they're used to seeing some of these tech channels that have these bloated subscriber counts or follower counts because of short form content, which of course I do have to express some genuine regret towards my contemporaries in the tech field who have focused their careers on TikTok. I genuinely feel bad for them because that sucks. The fact that like mid-January, TikTok banned, done, unless they sell to a US company, which they're not going to do. Maybe they will now that the ban went through. I don't know. What's up, Rogers? How's it going? But that's the good thing, is that a lot of those content creators have also found followage on YouTube and Instagram Reels and stuff like that. And that's why, unless you're really focused on long form content, like I mostly am, you really have to put your stuff on every platform. My Twitch Prime is forcing me on a free trial because I ain't student anymore. So until that period passes, I don't get my Prime sub, but you know, you're my top sub channel for a reason. Well, thank you, Poppy. I appreciate that. I need to zoom in on the YouTube chat. It is smaller than I would like, so I keep not looking at it, and I should be. Hi, guys. There, it's zoomed in now. Go to Edinburgh during the Fringe. Plenty to take your mind off the PC habit. Interesting. What does that mean? I checked out Jawa, but during seller setup, they asked for a bank account to receive money. They also asked for a bank account to withdraw money in case of returns. That's a problem. Every customer should have the option to return if there's a problem with their purchase. I wouldn't see that as a problem. Now, if you sell a lot and there are chances, of course, for there to be fraudulent returns or chargebacks, which is why people ask me like, are you going to start a PC company? No, I don't want to. I might do what like Shroud did at some point and just be a part of one. I don't want to start one of my own, which is what would be required for it to be run exactly how I would want. You see what I'm saying? And then I wouldn't be able to make unbiased videos about SIs anymore. You see the problem? No one else is doing that. I'm not about to leave that massive part of the market without any guidance, except for a few videos now and then from primarily DIY channels that sometimes cover pre-builds. But aren't we all a little bit weird? Absolutely. I would hope so, Toaster. Fringe is an international theater festival. Edinburgh is a global main festival. That sounds awesome. Yeah, the conflict of interest would be a big issue. I can see why, though. Why people are like, hey, why don't you start your own company? You seem to know what they should be doing to do it right. Why don't you do one yourself? And I don't think most of the people asking that are asking it in like the cheeky fashion you might be asking, like, well, why is it so easy? Why don't you do it yourself? I never said it was easy. And the reason I don't want to do it is because it is the opposite of easy. It's a very hard business with razor thin profit margins, because PC hardware profit margins are tiny. They suck. And I understand that. Well, depending. If you're Apex Gaming PCs, your margins are massive, which is why you can constantly give 25% off discounts. But whatever. For the good companies, margins are not amazing. But consider this. Reactor Gaming is a system integrator that's a newer one that launched last December that built their business based off of my videos. That blew my mind when I was told that, and it made me I had a realization, because I saw some system integrators straight up changing their configurators and making changes, or consulting with me on their configurators to make them better and things like that. And I knew I was making a difference, but that right there was like, whoa. Like, I inspired a whole business practice, like a whole business and their method and way of doing things. And I'd much rather do that than just help one group of customers that bought stuff from me. Needs of the many and all that, I guess. I've been selling on eBay for over 2 decades now. Wow, their fees are starting to get rather annoying, but Java also has some increasing fees. They do. But they are focused on PC hardware, which is a big benefit. Have you built in this case before? Ziki Industry FWIW04. No, Ben, I've never. Sounds interesting, though. My Java goes to prepaid debit. They're not getting my checking account. Hey, there's an idea. There you go. Tokoro Zero says, lol, probably to that. Yeah. The Fringe is a yearly festival for a couple of weeks, mainly comedy, street performers, stuff like that, but not big tours. A lot of smaller up-and-comers. Some famous Americans try out new sets there. That's really cool. Also, is there like, well, I mean, here's the thing is like, I was about to ask, is there a big Renaissance festival that happens there? But isn't that kind of like the vibe there all the time? I don't know. Absolutely. Lux is our silent Bob. Rarely speaks, but when Lux does speak, it is significant. Thank you, Lux. I am hoping you're a fan of Kevin Smith's movies now that I've compared you to Silent Bob. What do you mean? What do you mean for good companies, the margins are bad? Shouldn't they be making good money if they're a good company? It means they're not overcharging. The margin should be healthy, not hysterical. You know what I mean? Like with Apex Gaming PCs, my criticism to them was like, you constantly have a 25% off discount on your site. That means that, like, for some SIs, that's more than what their margins usually are. For larger SIs that do higher volume, they'll do like 16 to 20% margin. Which, if you look at something like the used cars, they would not do it based on that. Like, they get way bigger margins than that. Well, I mean, used cars, maybe not the best example, but other things. Other businesses have much higher profit margins. Look at the profit margin on movie theater popcorn. Good Lord. WWE Fan 15 says, hi, what PC do you recommend under 1500? Let me actually Instead, say, please fill out the form that's linked in the description, because there's different PCs at that price point, and one might be right for you and another one might not. So there's a form there, puts you in line. We're going to be getting into this pretty soon, where I'm helping people out one-on-one. You do need to fill out the form for me to do that. It is for YouTube viewers, it is linked in the description. And for Twitch viewers, it is popping up every now and then from Stream Elements. Want help getting the right PC for your budget needs? Fill out this form, blah, blah, blah. I should have one in the panels. I should have a link for that in the panels. Honestly, I need to do that. Okay, so here's what we need to do, everybody. All right. I need to do a roll call now. And here's how this works. If you're watching on Twitch and you have hit the follow button, you now have access to what you need. It is an emote that just says, I'm on the list. So if you're waiting for help, please use that emote in chat right now. If you're not on the list, do not use the emote, even if it's to say, this is the emote. Because that, I mean, I guess that's helpful, but I'm going to do it. Look, this is what the emote looks like. Okay, where are my emotes? Shouldn't mine be higher up the list? They are, I just missed them. There they are. That's what it looks like. Now, let's see. For Twitch, you can only use the emote if you're a member, and I don't recommend that you do that just to have an emote, okay? But what you can do is just type out @Brayathorn, I'm on the list. That will similarly highlight your chat for me. You can just type the @ symbol and then start typing my name, and it'll show you my name right above that. You can click on that, and there you go. Do you recommend NZXTs, says WWE Fan 15? No, I don't. Do not buy from NZXT, period. Our profit margin at the dealer was 8 to 10%. New or used, Robert? Because used is a variable. It varies depending on variables. By the way, guys, check this out while we're waiting for those to come in. Look what I got. I got a mini hitbox thing. This was like $50 on Amazon. Hot swappable switches, OLED screen, programmable via a web interface. Really, really cool. It's called the Hot Pad. Pretty sick, huh? I'm trying to do some retro gaming with this because I have hand issues, and the controllers can be a problem after a while, especially for very precise inputs. For not that I'm doing retro speed running, but when I'm doing like Super Metroid Map Rando stuff. There's times where having that can really help. A braille pad? No, it's a gaming pad basically. It's like an arcade deck without the stick. Instead, you have up, down, left, right buttons. Oh, Lux, Steve, I've been doing photography for my local Fringe for years. Very cool. Used in the 5K to 10 price point. We did not make very much. The finance company made all the money. Okay. That's what, afterwards I was like, used cars are not the best example, because when you're talking about 5 to 10%, or what were you saying? It was 8 to 10% of $10,000. That's pretty decent profit. What's up, Nefty? How's it going? The PDP rematch controllers ate great. I'm glad to hear they ate well. That's awesome. It's good to have a nice meal. I've never heard of controllers eating though, so is that a feature? I'm kidding. Okay, I'm not seeing anybody doing the thing that I said. If you are waiting for help and you filled out the form either tonight or before, you need to let me know, because people fill out the form and then leave sometimes, and I don't want to be here for 15 minutes calling out a name. So if you're oh, Jackie can't win. There's one right there. That's how you do it. Look right here. If you're on Twitch, this is how you do it. And what I do is I then go here, and then I highlight you because you're here. Now, if you're waiting for help, but you got to go for some reason, that's okay. Just let me know so I can remove the highlight, and then I'm not sitting here calling out for you. Stuff like that does happen, and I understand it. So Teresa says, loving your Azure build, playing Rivals right now. How is that, by the way? I downloaded it, but I have not booted it up yet. I have not tried Rivals yet. I love Marvel, so it's just like I'm not really that good with shooters like I used to be, so yeah. Salt Girl, welcome. How are you? I'm good. We got the castle right off the main street. Amazes every American. It's always there. Well, yeah, that's what I figured. One of my favorite things to do that is not tech related is a Renaissance festival, but I haven't been to one in years. Years. Many years, unfortunately. Rival seems to have issues running on a PC that's also streaming. Having it run on its own machine helps if you want to stream it. Okay. Well, I do have Stream Ripper over there. I guess I could... might be my impetus to finally set that up in dual PC mode. Something I should have done a long time ago. Okay, thank you for asking. You're welcome. Thank you for answering. Toaster, thank you for the lurk. Always happy to have you. Also, you might want to try using the custom animated lurk emote that Twitch subs can use. There's a non-animated one for followers. I think it's pretty nice. I made it myself. So we're only helping out one person then. Because Duck with Leaf is in chat, but that's the thing, is people can be in chat and then I call out their name to help them for 20 minutes and they never answer. So I do need to know that whoever I'm helping is actively here. And if that person has to leave, it's totally fine, especially if you let me know. Well, pretty much only if you let me know. But yeah. Let's see, who else? No. No. So 2 people have entered the forum tonight. But yeah. Okay. Jackie, if it's just you, that's totally fine. It's not a problem. Nefty, I gotta say, I feel like not responding in Spanish was a missed opportunity for me. But, soy bien, ¿y tú? Because you said, ¿Cómo estás? So, I should answer in Spanish. I don't get to use it often enough. I'm rusty because I don't get to use it anymore. I feel like I'm winning. Well, you very well might be. And you're doing a parts list for a DIY build, so that'll be fun. Yeah, okay, maybe what we're doing here, Poppy Seeds, is reading the name incorrectly. Basically, we're speaking to one of 2 twins, and Jackie can twin, as it turns out. I'm glad that got the response it deserved. Oh, there it is. Okay. I was wondering where that bar thing went to. You're the first to make that joke. Congrats. Are you being facetious? Because if I really did make that joke, if the first person to make that joke, I'm going to be very happy. But It's okay if it's one of those things where it's like, oh, no one says that one. Got water in my nose now. Thanks. You're very welcome. Poppy Seeds now wants me to hydrate. I'm not getting water in my nose. Don't know what you're trying there. There's a hydrate in the lovely LGN mug with our buddy RGB on there. It's quite nice. Braythorn.tech, everybody. Are you genuinely the first? Hell yeah. Do I have that over here too? Hold on. I don't, but it's in the description on YouTube. I should do a holiday sale, but then I don't know if the stuff would arrive by Christmas. I should have done that for Black Friday. I forget that I sell merch sometimes. It is a pretty sick mug. The only thing I wouldn't use this for is carbonated drinks, because if you try to close the lid with a carbonated drink in there, the lid just starts to lift off. You need a screw cap one for that, which I also have that, but it's not a huge bottle either. I have, where is it? Oh, it's around here somewhere. Let's see what you did there, Law. Thank you. Do it anyway. No, don't do it. Okay, so let's get into this. Nefty, I don't think you were here for my explanation for roll call, but I'm not going to go through all of it again, so I'm just going to mark you as here, Nefty. You're going to be after Jackie Can't Win. Or Jackie Can't Win. After Jackie. Okay, Duck with Leaf did not post up and say that they're here still. They might have left, so that's fine. If anything, what's going to happen is they're going to meander in near the end of the stream and be like, hey, you skipped me, you jerk. And be like, oh, okay. No, I don't know how that'll go, but we'll see. So we're doing here. This one, we're starting out with a spicy one. What do I mean by that? Well, it's a bit of a challenge because, okay, well, let me ask you this, Jackie. What is your actual maximum budget for your build? Because the reason I ask is because budgets are listed in increments of $500, and that isn't very granular. You know, it's pretty broad. So if your budget is, say, $1,750, please let me know. It can make a difference. Quick question. What is that thing called with the USB, the put on my motherboard? Where can I get it? Are you talking about the PCIe card? Hold on. You talking about this? Is that what you're talking about? It's just a USB 3.0 PCIe card. USB 3.0 PCIe card. Here. There you go. It is a lot of USB. It's very nice. 1500 tops. Okay, so here's why I was saying that this is spicy. Because you are wanting to do a lot with this thing. Gaming, content creation / video editing, graphic design, and music production. Now, what has to happen there? Because you can easily spend $5,000 just on a video editing PC or on a music production PC. Separate. Like, they kind of overlap, but not completely. Graphic design actually is a little bit different, where you don't need as much RAM capacity, but it needs to be quick RAM. And then gaming, you need more GPU than any of these would really necessarily need. So, here's what I ask you in this kind of situation. How would you put those in order of priority? Gaming, content creation, graphic design, and music production. What's the order of importance there? You see the ones that are purple here, Nefty? That's it. It's literally on the screen, right? You don't see your names right there. There it is. Yo, what you think the temp of my CPU and GPU will be? It's a 4080. Super. Intel they're going to be hot. They're going to run hot. The 14900KF is just going to run to its maximum temperature no matter what. What it does is it's going to try to cool itself off, and then it'll adjust frequencies by that. But it's going to, when you have it under load, it's going to do. Also, you didn't tell me what use case. If you're doing gaming, your CPU is not going to run too hot. If you're doing, if you're compiling code, it definitely will. That kind of thing. But I can't predict what your temperatures are going to be in general. Like if you have it in a 90-degree room, it's not going to get any less than 90 degrees. No matter how good your cooler is, it uses ambient temperatures, the ambient air, to cool it. Steve, I answer certain questions, but when it comes to like what should I buy, that even if it's just one part, it needs to go through this. Sometimes I feel people fill out everything for the use case of the PC when they don't know what they'll do with it. Well, this isn't everything though. This is specific choices from there. There are like 8 or 9 options, and they didn't pick all of them. Well, okay, Zagot, I don't know what your temperatures are going to be. It could be that I don't know if you built it yourself. I don't know if it was built by a system integrator or a company. But there could be not enough thermal paste under there or something, and maybe it runs at 100 degrees at idle. I don't know. I really can't predict that. But if everything is done correctly, I guess, I don't know. What I haven't really looked at the 14th gen since the microcode stuff informed me that it was a bad decision to go with it, so I don't recommend it to anybody because it could potentially still have stability issues. I don't know that I really trust Intel with that generation anymore. But so yeah, I haven't really been looking at what idle temps are, things like that. I would say though, under load, if you have a CPU bound task that you're running, it's going to hit 100 degrees. It's a 14900K. It's going to hit 100 degrees. Your GPU shouldn't get to anything over 80. If it does, then you're not providing sufficient airflow to your GPU. What's up, Jasmine? How's it going? Araxnus is creeping, I guess. Is that what that is? Lurk. Araxnus, you could use my lurk emote if you want. There's one that's there. Don't I? Yes, I have one that's for. That's not just for subscribers. You can use the non-animated one. You can use everybody else's lurk but mine. It's not cool. Will it be bad if it runs super hot? Yes, because it'll be running super hot. I know, Brad, just in the British way. Well, that's fine. Didn't miss it, right? Well, you sure did miss when I was doing roll call. Yes, you did miss that. Who fills out a form and then immediately leaves without saying anything? You literally did that. You filled out a form and left without saying anything, unless I missed something. Which I can just click on your name. It's not like it's been that long or anything. It's fine. Actually, all you said was you filled out the form. So, yeah. But it's okay. Here's what I ask is if you're on the form, if you're on the list and you had to leave, if you have to leave, just let me know. So I'm not here calling out your name for 20 minutes waiting for because your turn came up. But that's okay. I thought I had what is it called? Oh, it's because it's to use, because I already had used the word lurk for my sub one. So it's lurk. 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 We'll put my Elgato internal capture card in the slot directly underneath the GPU. Keeping it fishy, I don't remember what motherboard you have. Usually I would use the bottom slot. If there is, I don't know what slots you have. Also, hi. Oh, See, Austin, I'm just now seeing your I'm on the list on YouTube, and you know why I'm just now seeing it? Because he didn't at Brayathorn to let me know, to highlight the chat for me. I don't want to do it there, no. Well, this says you're not on the list. So, Austin, I'm sorry for that, but you're not on here. Austin Hack Barth. Here we go. Not on here. Oh, boy. No! My bad. I filled the forum as ahack72. Well, that's not what your name is. And if we go look at the forum, there is a reason for this. I put a picture showing that what you fill out the form with needs to be what shows up when you chat. I'm sorry the picture wasn't helpful enough, but that's what I need. Entering anything other than your username invalidates your form submission. This should match what shows up as your name in chat, blah, blah, blah. I put that in bold. I put it italicized. I underlined this part. What should I do, chat? What do I do now? See, I have to retype it if I want to. Let's underline this too. Okay, hopefully that helps people in the future. But yeah, I've had this screen up. So when we were looking here, wait, I went past where we're supposed to be. When we were looking here, it was showing someone with the name Austin there. You could have said, oh yeah, I'm Austin, and then I'm Austin Taylor. Then you would see, oh, I'm on the list. I can just tell him my budget changed. There's a reason that I do it that way. And oh, you just filled it out, actually. You just did that. I don't know what else to do. Guys, you see people do it all the time. And yes, Austin, people do it all the time. But if this is like your Twitch name, why not watch on Twitch? And if you're like, why is he talking to me like that? What you agreed to when you first filled out the form is if you ignore the instructions and any of the questions, you agree to be roasted on stream. That's an all bolded out. Nothing else is, just that. But this part here is important. It's a good-natured roast. Don't worry. I'm not mad at you. I have questions. That's all. Yeah, keeping it fishy, you can use either the bottom or the second from the bottom. If you're worried about putting it right under, I think the one that's right under your GPU is an X1. You probably don't want to use that. Use this, the bottom one or the second from the bottom. Glad to hear that, Matthew. Very cool. Rogers, how can we get the 5th code for the giveaway? Was it posted on Twitch? How can I see an old Twitch live stream from the past? Rogers, it was for those who went on the raid with me. It was just for that. So for those who weren't with me on that, that is the point of that one. However, you still get 20 extra entries. So that's good. Yeah, that's how I'm going to be doing those. And that means, like, even if you're not there for the whole stream, if you can be there for the end and help me make someone's day with a big old raid, with a lot of hype, with a lot of fun, that makes me happy. And that's something I really like to do. What's up, Defiant? How's it going? Well, let's get started with this. Duck with a leaf, I just need you to do one thing for me. Okay? Okay, this is my first time tuning in live. I've just been watching your videos on YouTube. Well, thank you for watching. What I need you to do now, Duck, is I need you to put in this emote for me. If you have followed the stream, that's a free emote for you. I just need you to do that. It's part of the process. Twitch raids are so much fun to be in, especially when you see the rated streamer's face light up in pure joy. Raids are really fun. It's awesome you do that. Yeah, of course I do that. Sometimes when it's like less than 20 people in chat, I might not raid, especially if I'm really tired. But I usually try to. What's up, Warwolf? How's it going? There we go. All right, Duck. There you go. Austin, I see that it's Austin Hackbarth and you have ahack72, but still, if that's your Twitch username, please switch over to Twitch just so that whenever your turn comes up, the link is in the description. You can just look at it there. Whenever your turn comes up, I'll be able to verify that it's you that I'm talking to. But Jackie, let's go ahead and get your build done. What you said was that change the color of the font to bright red. I suppose I could do that. Where did it go? Sorry about that. I installed a sync. Oh, what did I miss there? I do a lot of art, but I wanted to play newer games for a few years. So art and games. So what we can look at then is probably a 9700X. Because I don't know if you're using Photoshop. Is that what you're using for your art program? Because if that's the case, the 9700X is currently the top desktop consumer CPU for Photoshop. Soy Chorizo, Windows 11 sleep mode sucks. Just shut down your PC if you're not using it. Or you could leave it running if you want, but I like to turn mine off when I'm not using it. Okay. Clip Studio Paint, which is close to Photoshop in ways. Okay. It probably is still like Photoshop in that it prefers... Like, Photoshop works best off of 8-core, 16-thread CPUs. We could go that route. Oh, look, a 9700X build is already here. But it's more. Let's just start. Wait, we're going with a black build. Okay. There you are, X670E Gaming Plus Wi-Fi, awesome motherboard. It's now at 209? It's 209 right now? Yeah, it's usually 280 bucks. That's a hell of a deal. Look at the I/O in this thing. Look at that. You got your art tablets, you got your MIDI instruments. You said music production too. You know, you got your external storage for your footage, for video editing, all of that stuff. No problem. For 209 bucks. Very, very nice. It also looks great in either a black or a white build. I think this is an awesome motherboard. But yeah, it was keeping it fishy. You'll want to use either this slot or this slot here. So the bottom or the second from the bottom slot for your internal capture card. Because depending on the size of the capture card, that means it won't block the airflow to your GPU as well. Sonic Dreams, what's up? Thank finally stopped screwing with me. Finally got a computer ordered with your help. Made sure to use the code, by the way. Thank you for your help. Thank you for doing that. Absolutely. Congratulations. MSI did great on that I/O. Yeah, and then the next Gaming Plus for the X870E was not as good, which is really sad. But they're still making this, so that's fine. Now, here's where I am torn. I would like to give you a lot of RAM, but we need to give you a solid GPU. And storage, because you're gonna need a lot of storage. Well, at least a 2 terabyte. So my question is, well, the NV2 2 terabyte is 112. That's not much more to go into the Inland Performance Plus. It's like 20 bucks more for a way faster drive. So I'm gonna do that. It's not even 20 bucks more. It's like $15 more. 2 terabytes PCIe Gen 4. Really fast drive, really good and reliable drive with onboard DRAM, onboard DRAM, and really good longevity. Great drive. But what I'd like to do, because you included video editing as one of these things, is give you 64 gigs of RAM. But all of this is cutting into the GPU. Okay, we're going to try it with this. We're going to go with the basic Flare X5 64 gigs, but it's only basic in that it doesn't have RGB on it, okay? So it's 64 gigs, DDR5 6000, CL30, 10 nanosecond first word latency is what you're aiming for with Ryzen 9000 series and 7000 series. Oh boy, we are burning through money here. I might have to put you down to a 1 terabyte drive and you can add more storage later. There are 4 M.2 sockets on this motherboard right here, which is really nice. So let's change that to a 1 terabyte. Look at that, $70. There you go. And we might need to put you on 32 gigs of RAM if we're going to put a solid NVIDIA GPU in here for the content creation aspect. Okay. Okay, let me see. Plan to upgrade the RAM in maybe a year or so. 32 gigs would be amazing and possible right now. Sure. 16 is better than my current 8. I only use VSDC for making 2 to 4 minute music videos with art, so it's not super intensive, but rendering times are still nuts. Absolutely, with 8 gigs of RAM, yeah. Also upgrading from a laptop, so over time I'll upgrade to suit my needs. 32 will be a dream. Okay, all right, well, we'll change you to 32. Because we still need to do a CPU cooler, case, and power supply. Okay, this is a little rough. Igor1980 coming in with 2 tier 1 subs for the community. Let's go, nerds. That's a tier 1 sub for Mr. Brooks 718 and a tier 1 sub for HD Juggernaut. What's up, Igor? How you doing? Welcome. Now, if we go with something like a Peerless Assassin, that should be able to cool a 9700X. This is a dual tower, 6 heat pipe cooler, but it's a little rough. It's asking a bit much of that. But it should be able to do it. Because they focus on efficiency for 9000 series. This should be fine. My case is doing the same weird lift in the back corner that yours was doing during your build stream. Did you figure it out? It was once I got the glass on there, it stopped doing it. But if anything, if that's a problem that continues to be a thing, then you can probably have your Black Friday build arrive. Nice. That's awesome. They can probably replace that top panel for you. Don't right, Frozen Prism is $20 more. Oh, is that the AIO? Yeah, let's look up thermal right. There's a frozen edge and the Frozen Prism. That just adds RGB to the fans. Look a little different too, but it mostly just adds RGB to the CPU cooler, the CPU block, I should say. Kind of like the look of these fans a little more. They look like they have better static pressure. Now, are you okay, Jackie, with not having a ton of RGB in your build? There'll be some on the case, but like not so much on the cooler, not so much on the RAM. Is that okay? All right, Triple B, please drive safely. Thanks for hanging out. Hold up a second. This Frozen Infinity looks really good for that price. Is there one in black? And I mean, it's a price difference of like 0. Well, let's go with the one with a tiny bit of RGB, I guess. I don't know. Frozen Infinity is like $5 more, $10 more. Just more to break? Wow, yeah, okay. We'll do Frozen Edge. I do like to look at these fans more. They look like they have better static pressure, so I'm going to go with that. And it's like $10 more, $15 more, so yeah. Actually, I can look right here. It's literally $10 more, and you have a lot more cooling capacity with that. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to choose your power supply real quick because there's one I have in mind, the one I used for my own build. The Cougar GEX. At $99, this thing is a massive deal because it is 850 watts. It is 80 plus gold rated for efficiency, and it has a platinum cybernetics rating, and it is gold level tier B rating on PSU Cultist tier list. The only downside to this thing is that you don't have native 12V PWR, so you need to use the adapter that comes with the GPU to power it. Other than that, it's a freaking steal. And that leaves us with $60 for the case. I'm going to ask you, is it okay if we go like maybe $20 over budget to get you a nice case for this? I love them right, but still iffy on those AIOs. I mean, doesn't Gamers Nexus run them as one of their ads? They do vet all their products that they run ads for. Now, the other thing is we can go take the $10 off the cooler by going back to the air cooler. I don't think I would do that at this point. We did go to a 1 terabyte drive, but storage is one of the easiest things to add to your system over time. Okay, so let's pick a case. I'm going to choose the color. It's going to be black. And go by price. You're going to see some dirt cheap cases here. We're going to skip through some of those. Oh, Yean. What's up, Yean? How's it going? Montec Air 1000 Premium. Yo, that's a good choice for $60. Hell yeah. What's cool about this case is that you get all 4 of these fans included, plus you can just take this glass off, which I would recommend, and put the included mesh front panel instead. Totally recommend that. You should absolutely do it. This is a nice case. For $60 with fans, RGB fans included. And yes, you do get the mesh panel as well, right there. So yeah, that's a hell of a find right there. Good job, me. $60. Did not mean to do that, but okay. I hit buy instead of add to parts list. There we go. Yo, Anton, thank you for the membership. 6 months of membership. Thank you very much. And Anton's message to you guys is to like the stream. I appreciate that. Stormright Frozen Prism cools my 7950X 3D very well. 360 AIO. Nice. This wouldn't need a 360. It's 240, but it's a 9700X versus a 16-core CPU. This is an 8-core. Look at that. 83 cents over budget. 83 cents. Now, in reality, we are still about 20 bucks over budget because you'll still need a Windows license, and you can get that from my YouTube sponsor, VIP CDK Deals. The links for that are in my last video, and you can get yourself a Windows 11 Home license for like 20 to 25 bucks using my code BRAY25, and the links are all there. So that's hella good. Look at that. We did it. And this is a very upgradable build because you have socket AM5. So 11,000 series Ryzen, when that comes out, will be compatible with this. Now, one thing I would say is don't get another kit of this, 32 gigs, 2x16. Just get a kit of 64 gigs to swap it out, because the current best practice for Ryzen at the moment is to just run 2 sticks of RAM. But that's a $180 kit that you can get later on. And then you keep this kit as backup in case you need to troubleshoot. No problem, Jackie. You're good. You're good. And we got you a 4070 Super. This card punches way above its weight class. You're trying to game in 1440p. This will play any game in 1440p. And a nice case, nice power supply that is really well rated across the board. A motherboard that other motherboards should aspire to be in terms of what you get for your money. It is so good. 240mm AIO. What you'll do is you'll put the cooler, the radiator, in the top as exhaust. And then you have your front intake, rear exhaust, top exhaust. And a 9700X. There we go. Starting it off with a banger, everybody. This is a really good build. I'm going to want to check out that cooler. For 50 bucks, that's really good. Okay, Austin, you put in a new one. I'm going to go ahead and just highlight that for you, okay? Now, I need anybody else who is waiting for help to please sound off right now. Let me know you're here. Skeet Rip, got my setup about a year ago from watching your stream. Very satisfied with my system. Thanks. You're very welcome. Glad it's still working for you. No problem, Jackie. Let me know how that turns out. I am happy to help. Philip Scott, just got a Prism 3 for my first ever gaming PC. Was it a good investment? I'm not sure what you're trying to do with your system, Philip. And I don't... The Prism 3, I don't have the specs memorized. It's probably going to be great. Can you rate my PC part picker really quick? Nebulous, are you trying to cut the line? No. Just fill out the form that's listed in the description, and I will give it all the attention it deserves. Nefty is here, right? You would be after Duck with Leaf, because they entered their form earlier. But Duck with Leaf already bought a system. We're just going to be looking at it, right? And now we know what you're going to be doing with it. Gaming, racing sim / flight sim, 1080p for a racing sim? Okay. Duck with Leaf, you still here? Nebulous, are you spamming in my chat? Don't say the same thing over and over. Don't do that. That is called spamming. And I promise you, if you ever want to see a streamer's eye start to twitch, spam in their chat. It's the worst. Okay, Duck with Leaf is here. So, get out the way. I'm not using you right now. Okay. Duck with Leaf. Tell me about the system you bought. So you already bought your system from CyberPower, is that correct? Tell me more. Tell me more about that. Actually, I guess I could look at your chats here. Okay, you already said. Question 1. Did I make a good purchase in buying a PC for $850 with a 14400F, 4060, 32 gigs DDR5, and 2 terabytes of SSD? I plan on gaming on games such as Tarkov and multiplayer games. Okay, I'll tell you that if you're going to play Tarkov, getting 32 gigs of RAM was the right move. What probably was not the right move was getting anything from CyberPower PC. I don't recommend them. I don't think they run a solid business over there. They don't take care of their customers if you ever have an issue. Now, if you never have an issue, it's probably going to be fine. As long as they didn't build it with all exhaust fans, which they like to do that. They like to set up all their fans as exhaust. And it's exhausting to look at and know that. Knowing that exhausts me. Now, you said you had 2 questions, or you had multiple questions. That was question 1. But if you're going to be doing 1080p, the 4060 is fine. 2 terabytes of storage at $850 is really good. It's a good price. Can you link it? You cannot link things in chat. No, because of spammers. You can click my name, click Whisper, and send it directly to me. Matthew, win a great PC for high settings, 1440p, and streaming and Photoshop. Are you talking about the one I just built or your PC? Wish you were around in 2013 to save me from CyberPower PC. Yeah, I know. And honestly, there was a time when they were fine. There was. And at that time, I was recommending them. But here's what's going to happen, companies. If you stop doing a good job, I will stop recommending you. Isn't it funny how that works? Whoa, weird. I'm watching my whispers. There it is. We got it. Okay, it looks like your link didn't work because you put in an extra dash or something. I don't know. It's weird. Let me see. Let me try this. All right, just remove that from the hyperlink. Oh boy. Okay. So you got your PC from Costco. I'm not, well, I'm at this point, oh no, it's Gen 4 NVMe solid state drive. I mean, it's an insane deal, what you got here, considering the RAM and the storage. The 4060 at this price point is pretty normal. But there's something I want to look at here. You have some work to do. Because you see, these 3 fans are set as exhausts. You have another fan here for exhaust. This system is not set to intake any fresh air other than accidentally through any openings. That's a negative pressure setup. What you need to do is remove the 4 screws from behind each of these fans, flip it around, you just pivot it around, and then screw it back in on all 3 of these fans. You can tell from the pitch of the blades, these are not reverse flow fans. From the profile we're seeing here, okay? These are all set as exhaust because it looks prettier. And that's really annoying that they do that. But they do that. That's, what did I tell y'all? When I saw CyberPower, one of the first things I said, you're going to have all exhaust fans because they don't understand airflow. And they've been around for like 2 decades. That is a willful thing. It's a choice they make. They want you to be like, ooh, pretty. And they don't care if it cools effectively. They do not care. So just flip those around and you'll be okay. And you have some upgrades you can make, like upgrading your cooler. 14400F, not going to be too crazy. It's not going to be too difficult to cool down, but this might not do the job under load. 4060 is going to be fine. 1080p gaming, it should be okay. But this is them putting an MATX motherboard in a full ATX case. Such a pet peeve of mine. Is it going to affect your gaming experience? No. Is it going to affect my brain? Yes. But yeah, that's what you need to do. You need to flip these fans around. There you go. Hey, question. Do you know how some people have custom built PCs where some wires are like LED lit? Are you talking about the streamer cables from Lee? Yeah, I've seen that. It's expensive, but it looks cool. Oh, the one I built. Yes, it is a good PC. It is pretty good. Thank you. Dust magnet. Yep. See, the problem is, like, this is filtered up here, and you can pull in air from there all day long, and it'd be fine, I guess. But right here is where it's going to be pulling in air directly for your GPU, and that is going to get caked with dust, depending on how your environment is. TF2NN. I'm guessing your NN over on Twitch too, maybe? Oh, okay. On YouTube as well. First time here, but I'm following you for a while. Ordered my new iPad Power PC. Wonder if you would have done anything different. Can I share with you my specs? TF2, if you fill out the form and get in line, then yes, I will do that. I got to tell you guys, I know I see this every year after Black Friday, but like, ask for help before you spend hundreds or thousands of dollars. Asking after, there's really not a lot I can do. All I can do is hope that the content that I make was helpful enough to get you pointed in the right direction. After the fact, there really isn't much I can do. There we go. Recommended, flipping side fans to intake. All right, Nefty. That means it's your turn. Yeah. Costco does sell computers, so does Sam's. Hell, Walmart does. But okay, Duck, let me know how that turns out. TF2, though, since you just told me to fill it, I'll go ahead and mark it down. Okay. Wasn't trying to spam earlier, but it's very delayed, and I thought you didn't see my message. If 30 minutes passes and I don't see your message, then yeah, I missed it. But if it's like 2 minutes or 5 minutes, then yeah, that's just give me a bit. TF2NN, what is this link that you were trying to post there? If you're trying to send a link, you can't do it in chat. You need to send it to me directly. You can whisper me for that, but your turn has not come up yet. It is Nefty's turn right now. There are several people ahead of you. Yeah, it's not your turn yet. That would be like way up there in chat once your turn came up. So just, again, you can't post links in chat. You need to whisper it to me, and just please wait till your turn comes up. But Nefty is there. Your turn's here. Okay. So looks like we're doing a Cambridge, Massachusetts Micro Center build in white. Nice. Looks like you're doing. Now let me ask you this real quick. What is your actual maximum budget for the PC? Is it 3,500? That's fine if it is. Is it 3,750? What's the actual maximum? You know, Broga, I didn't realize when I made that emote how perfect it would be for the different hands side emotes, because they're like purple sleeved and I'm wearing a white and purple hoodie. It's just too perfect. Just got back from building and setting up and updating everything in Windows BIOS. Nice. I built an AM5 PC for a non-gamer. 7600, 6600, 1 terabyte storage, and 3000 DKs. Nice, Brian. Very cool. Okay, well, this, Nefty, is where I would have told you that the correct choice would have been the 4,000 or more option. Because you see, it says, what is your maximum budget? Which I put in all capital letters, in bold, in italics, and underlined. I can no longer format this any further. It's already formatted. I cannot format it any further. So you would have been there, which would have put you in the right bracket whenever I'm looking up data to help me make content right here. It happens all the time and means my data is not accurate. But what else can I do? Anyway, all right. That wasn't even a roast. I didn't even roast you on that. It was just me talking. But okay, we're going to Micro Center. Let's see if after having cleared out my cache quite thoroughly and done all that stuff, if Micro Center will now pop up here. No, it's still not working. That's crazy, but that's fine. I can do it in an incognito window and it apparently works. Watch, I'm going to go off screen to do something else, and it's going to be like, why did you leave me? Closer you can stay to 3,500, the better. I click pre-built, though. Yeah, it'll be built for you. Here you put... Oh, hold on. Yes, but I don't want to get my PC there. I'm sorry. It was collapsed, so I didn't see that part. Okay, so no Micro Center. Okay, because you can get it pre-built for you from Micro Center. Now, let me tell you real quick what the benefit is there. If you get your PC from Micro Center, or if you get your PC from a system integrator, right, and they get it shipped over to you and cool and all that, great. But if you ever need to RMA it to get something fixed, RMA is where you talk to them. They're like, hey, we need to fix it for you. Let's start up an RMA, and then they do that. Then you need to, at a certain point, you'll have to start paying shipping to them, and then pay for the shipping back to you. If you get your PC built for you by Micro Center and get the warranty with it, then anytime there's a problem, you just toss it in your car. Don't toss it. Just place it gently, buckle it up, put it in your car, drive it over to Micro Center, and then they have to fix it for you. You don't have to worry about getting it shipped, waiting a couple weeks, none of that. The downside is that there is a fairly hefty fee for the build fee because they build it same day. But if you don't want to do that and you want to get it pre-built, then that's totally fine too. That's absolutely an option. Not an issue at all. Closer you can stay to 3,500, the better. Nefty, just tell me 3,500 then. Just stick with that. Stick with your answer there. Whatever you want to spend is your maximum budget. I'm not asking you to have difficulty paying rent or anything like that. That is not I'm not interested in putting anyone in that kind of situation. Your budget should have been budgeted for. So if it's 3,500, I'm totally cool with that. That's still a lot for a PC. Can we get a Braget Thorn emote? What does that mean? Poppy seeds. You got me confused over here. Rip data analysis? Yeah, pretty much all the time. Dead Ripped, I have no idea what you're doing with your PC, so I can't tell you whether that's worth it or not. And I mean, if that's a subjective thing, whether something is worth it to you. I don't know. Like, I don't know what you're using your PC for. So, like, a 4060 Ti is okay. It's okay. But if I know what you're doing with your PC, I can maybe make a better recommendation for you. That's what the forum exists for. It's in the description of the stream on YouTube. Rageathorn. Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm really curious now unto why the website does not work. Like, I wonder if it's a bookmark thing now. If you ever figured out, would love to know. I mean, I tried clearing my cache. That should do it. And going to a bookmark doesn't mean it's bringing up a cached website because it's been cleared. So I don't know. Oh, for gaming. Oh, okay. That clears it up. What resolution, Dead Rift? Because the biggest question is going to be 1080p, 1440p, or 4K. Those are completely different GPUs you'd know. Instead of continuing to make me drag information out of you, do what I asked you to do and fill out the form. It's what literally everyone else here does. Okay? Okay. So, Nefty, where are we going to go for yours? We're doing a white build. 4K gaming. So we still need to get as much performance out as possible. Okay, here's what I'm going to say. Nefty, if I can call you Nefty, I'm going to make a recommendation to you right now, and this is one that is going to start happening more frequently as time goes on. Right now, your budget would clearly allow you to get something like a 4080 Super in your system if we balance it out and put other good stuff in there, or if we focus just on the GPU, you could definitely get a 4090. But would I recommend that you get a 4090 6 or 7 weeks right before it's going to get replaced? No, I wouldn't recommend that. What's going to happen at the end of January is that NVIDIA's likely going to launch the 5090 and the 5080. And where you're probably going to be at is probably 5080 territory, and you'll have something like 4090 performance for less money. The other option is that 4090s, wherever they are available, should drop in price because the 5090 launched. And that's only 5 to 7 weeks away. I can't give you an exact date because I don't know. But they're supposed to announce it beginning of January, launch it end of January from everything I'm hearing. My suggestion to you is like, that's a big budget to spend less than 2 months before the main component, the GPU, gets ousted as the top of the line thing. You know what I mean? God, you complain every time I ask a question. I'm not complaining. I'm telling you how it works here. I just have resting complain voice, I guess. I'm just telling you how it works here. From pick a color to yourself to fill the damn form, how things have evolved. It makes me shed a tear. That's okay. Well, the thing is, I understand that people are new here. So when I have to explain something 80 times, it's clearly because there's something in the process that I haven't put there. Something I need to have. I don't want to have on my stream interface fill out the damn form on the bottom because people are going to be like, well, okay, why is that there? It would look bad. It would look stupid. It's at the very top of the YouTube description for the stream, but nobody freaking reads that. And it's not me judging the people that don't read it. It's me judging myself for not just remembering that people don't read that. I'm not judging anyone when they're in a new situation and they don't know exactly how everything works. I'm not judging that. I just sound like this. Well, looking at this, Nefty, you put here that you're going to buy it within 1 month. Add a few weeks to that, and you're basically at the launch of the 5090 and the 5080. So yeah, I would suggest that you wait, but that's not up to me. If you don't want to wait, and if you know, here's the main thing. If you know for yourself that you're not going to care that something newer comes out a couple months later or a month and a half later, then that's you. That's how you are, and that's fine. I'm not going to judge that. That's your prerogative. My suggestion would be my suggestion would be to hold off on that, because though it might be a few weeks extra to wait, you're going to be using this thing for years to come. So those few weeks are a drop in the bucket. And you'll notice, why didn't he bring that up with previous builds? Well, we were limited to like a $1,500 build or things like that. And with that, it's not in 5080 or 5090 range, or 4080 Super for that matter. So you don't really have to wait in that circumstance. We have no rumors yet specifically on when we might be getting the 5070. That's hopefully going to be a really solid mid-high range card, mostly mid. But man, this 80 used to be the tops, man. It's funny because internally, I'm fairly certain NVIDIA still considers the 90 class card an enterprise card, but gamers will buy it. 5080 will be scalped. Well, TF2, it's not a problem when it comes to what I do, because scalpers do not buy an entire PC just to scalp a single component. Pre-built system integrators get their own allocation, so as the same as it was during the GPU apocalypse, during the crypto boom and the pandemic, system integrators had GPUs, but people were like, well, I don't want to buy pre-built. Okay, buy it anyway, unbuild it, and build it into a new case. You just built a PC. There you go. So that's usually what I recommend whenever anything is being scalped. When the 9800X 3Ds came out and no one could get them at retail, you could get them through pre-builts, so I made a whole video about that. It's great. It's easy content. I love it. Dead Red 5 Volts, I'd also like to mention that you said I complain every time you ask a question. Technically correct, but also that was the very first thing that you said, as far as I know. So it's a funny thing to point out when you're trying to get free help. I want free help my way. Oh, wow. You're right, though. I'm completely beholden to you guys. I should do everything you ask immediately and have no regard for other viewers. Only you. Anyway, good old baby. So, yeah, Nefty, I'm going to suggest you wait for 50 series. If you don't want to, or if you can't for some reason, please let me know. Completely up to you. The 2025 form will need more "Are you sure?" checks. That might be a good idea. I do need to keep it pretty similar to the 2024 form for the purposes of comparison and trends. Yeah, I'll go with your advice. Raise goldmine info for free. How can we complain? See, if anyone can complain, I think it would be me. Okay. Let me just... No, not there. Here. Let me just put... Okay. What I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and unmark this so that when 50 series is out, then you just come back in, say I'm on the list, and then I'll search you up and you'll be good to go. Now, if at all possible, because I know it's the holiday season, you can't help but spend in the holiday season. We don't know what the price on the 5090 is going to be, and I'll tell you, you probably don't need it. If you're just gaming at 4K, you probably don't need it. But prices can be anywhere from $1999 to $2,500. Literally, NVIDIA knows they can charge whatever they want, and people will still buy it. The 5080 should be their flagship actual gaming GPU. That's going to be more accessible. But if you feel like I just want to get the absolute best thing I can on the market so that it's like set for years and you want a 5090, then you may need to save a little bit more depending on what we do with the rest of the system, but you probably are going to be fine with what you've got. The rest of the system doesn't need to be insane because 4K gaming is fully GPU bound. You can put a pretty mild CPU in a 4K gaming machine and it's going to run just fine. But yeah, what's going to happen is when 50 series launches, all right, what's going to happen is this. Listen up, everybody. Parts lists are going to be really hard to provide GPUs for. Parts lists for DIY builds. But pre-builts should be okay. And when I say parts lists, I mean even the same day builds with Micro Center are going to be hard to get 50 series for. Because scalpers will literally walk into Micro Center if Micro Center allows them to and buy up multiple GPUs and then clear them out. And if they're like one GPU per person, they'll just bring friends in and each one will buy one. And that's it. It's a pretty easy thing to flout if you want to. You also have to have friends. And I imagine that's probably the greatest hurdle for scalpers, the whole friends thing. But still, when it comes to SIs, some people who want to build it themselves are probably going to have to go with look at this. Look at how many of these are parts lists right here. 4 out of the 5 out of the 7 that submitted forms, or 8 that submitted forms here, wanted parts lists. 5 out of 8. Is that right? Whatever. Don't look at me. I don't know. Scalping a person is totally different than scalping an object. Just realize that. Broga, I mean, I can't argue with that. I should make this an emote for when someone agrees. Okay. Let me see. Gigant did not do roll call, did not say that they're here, so we're going to skip them. Austin, it's your turn. You still here? Please don't mix up the context even by accident. Yep. That would be awkward and illegal. Well, they're both I think, I don't know. I guess, is scalping on hardware illegal? It's just reselling. It's a free market. I mean, it's detestable. I know that. The other kind, though, totally illegal. That's assault. That is maybe manslaughter. Don't do that. Potentially murdering first degree. Do not scalp people. Thank you for bringing that up, Broga. Appreciate it. Little reminder to y'all, if you're on the list to get help, you do need to let me know you're on the lists. Okay? This is free assistance. The kind of help that you often would have to pay for otherwise from other content creators who do a great job, by the way. And that's totally a legit way to go. But I do ask that you sound off and let me know you're here on Twitch. You use this emote on Twitch right here to let me know you're here. And if you're a member on YouTube, you can use the same emote. You can barely see it there. It's really tiny. Here you go. Just says I'm on the list. And if you're watching on YouTube, you can either, and if you're a member, you can use that emote. Or if you're not a member, which you don't have to be to get help, you just type out @Brayerthorn, I'm on the list. Please do that now if you're on the list for help. But Austin, let's see what we're doing here. 2000 parts list. Gaming and streaming. Oh, man. It's too bad. Oh, you wanted it in black, though, so that wouldn't have matched up if you'd gotten my custom system from Skytech. But we can absolutely do a similar system on PC Part Picker. You want to do this at 4K, though. 4K. We can probably do something like that. Let's see the price on 4080 Supers right now. See, if you're trying to get a 4080 Super, my thing is still to wait, but still, I don't know. Either way. Let's see what we can do. Yeah, they're all above MSRP now. Some only a little bit, 1019, but still that's above MSRP. They're hard to get a hold of because NVIDIA has stopped production of 4080 Supers, as far as I understand, in order to make way for 50 series. They want to clear out inventories of these cards. Okay, thank you guys for sounding off. I appreciate that. And you did say the name. They got it. Okay. Well, let's try to build a streaming PC around a $1,000 GPU because you want to go 4K. I get that. I would say a 4070 Ti Super can do 4K, and I can show you that here. It's just not great at it. but it is good enough at it. Look at this. Even the 4070 Super can do 4K. It's above, as long as you're above 60 FPS on average, that's a viable card for that. But the 4070 Ti Super is going to come in at an average of 80 FPS. That's not bad at all. But you get up closer to 90 to 95 with the 4080 Super. And of course, the 4090 does stand alone. It just does that. Maybe we should go for a 4070 Ti Super. I want to see the price difference, actually. So from 1020 down to 799. This is much more doable. You want it in black. And this one does have the same amount of VRAM as a 4080 Super at 16 gigs of VRAM. How is this an O? Oh, they're both OC. Okay. They're just all OC. All these cards are just overclocked. And when all cards are overclocked, none are. All right, we're going to go with that. Well, let me ask you really quick. Austin, total budget is $2,300. And I purchased parts during Black Friday and wanted your opinion. Oh, you already purchased your stuff? I was going to do a build for you. Okay. Well, you can't send me a list. How do you have this? Is it in the form of a PC part picker list? What do you have for me? What do you have for me to show me the parts you have? I'm sorry it took me a while to read that. I should have read that. It's just those highlighted messages got my attention. All right, see you, Robert. Scalping is not illegal. Yeah, I know. I mean, I've heard that there's work on some of that, like being fixed to make things like that, either some kind of regulation or making it straight up illegal. But yeah. Okay, so Austin, here's the thing. You can't send me a direct message on YouTube. They got rid of that feature a long time ago. But if you'd be willing to switch over to Twitch, you can send me a whisper. And then that's a link. I just can't have you posting links in chat. The other option is to post it in the Discord and let me know so I can go just open it from there. Just waiting on Austin now. That's why I'm just sitting here. Just need to know how you're going to want to send me that list. Whether you want to send it through Discord, we want to put it in the Discord that we have, which is linked in the description. Or if you want to move over to Twitch, here I'm going to go and put a chat into Twitch. Just click my name in Twitch chat. You see right there. Click my name in Twitch chat and send me a whisper with your link for the PC part picker list. Unless you want to sit there and type out every component. And that is up to you. I take it that's you, Tyridden? Okay. Why is this $2,900 when you told me your budget was $2,300? What's going on here? You doubled your RAM. You shouldn't be putting 2 kits. You shouldn't be putting 4 sticks in there. The current practice, best practice, is to put 2. I imagine you might have doubled up on some of your parts here. Great motherboard choice. It's a very good motherboard choice. For 351.97, the 7900X is a pretty solid choice. It's just I haven't been a big fan of the 12-core CPUs from AMD. In the budget section of the forum, maybe add a maximum budget animated Bray GIF. Some people ignore text and need graphics. It's not a bad idea. Yo Ninja says, I have a question about my current pre-built. Okay, you put a question mark at the end of that. So is that the question? Are you asking me if you have a question? Any idea as to a newer case similar to the Cooler Master Half XB Evo? I don't know, John. I'm not sure. I have to look up that case. And as you know, I'm currently helping somebody out, but I can take a look at that later. Some of the prices changed after I purchased the parts. Okay, but did you actually get 128 gigs of RAM in 2 kits? Did you actually do that? The Enthoo Pro? An interesting choice for sure. Really not necessary. Like, you could have had a much smaller case than this. Grab the GP for $680. Well, that's a hell of a deal for 7900 XT. That's apparently $1195. That's a third-party seller price. It's not supposed to be for 700 XT. That price is ridiculous. Where is that? Amazon? Yeah, it's a third-party seller. But I really like this choice for motherboard. That's a very good choice for motherboard. I think for a just gaming and streaming, you could have gone with an 8-core 16-thread CPU instead of 12-core 24-thread, and gotten something like you could have done the 9800X 3D, but if it was not available, which it probably wasn't, then that's fine. It's also like $100 more than this. And you can benefit from the extra cores, for sure. Plus, this does not suffer from core parking. The 7900X you're going to have all 12 cores, all 24 threads, no matter what you're doing. Okay, so you don't need 128 gigs of RAM for gaming and streaming. Return one of those kits. You absolutely do not need that. Besides which, this is not the optimum combination of frequency and latency for Ryzen 7000 series. It should be, even though it doesn't make sense that something slower would be better, you have better one-to-one memory synchronization if you get DDR5 6000 CL30. Because you want to be at 10 nanoseconds of first word latency. This puts you just off kilter at 10.625. So not the right kit. And you bought 2 of them. Besides which, the best practice for DDR5 with Ryzen 7000 9000 series, I'm not sure if not 9000, as far as I know. Current best practice is to just put 2 sticks of DDR5 to have the best stability. So I would return both of those kits and get yourself a different kit of DDR5 6000 CL30. You can get that in 64 gigs, yes. Zixlim says, hi Braythorn, I'm looking to buy a PC and got all the parts picked. I'm just wondering which part will be my bottleneck. Zixlim, I don't know what you're doing, so I couldn't tell you what's going to be a bottleneck. Please fill out the form to get some help. There's the link for the form right there. I'm currently helping somebody right now, actually, so. Cool, that's my current case. Nice choice, especially if you're going to build 2 systems in it. That's the thing, Adam. I don't think they're going to do that. Unless that's why you got 2 kits, but I only saw 1 motherboard, and you need to have an ITX motherboard for your second system. It's an elegant solution if you're trying to do a dual PC setup, because then you have it all in one chassis. But looking at your parts list here, you only have 1 CPU, 1 motherboard, and it'd be difficult to build that for that. Yeah, and I know that the budget got jacked up by the GPU price. But I would probably have suggested a smaller case unless you are building a second system in there. The Enthoo Pro is awesome, but it doesn't have the peak airflow, really. You don't really need the 5 1/4 bays. This thing has, if you want optical drives, sure, but you don't really need the 5 1/4 bays that this thing has. That could all be airflow, basically. And it's massive. It's a giant case. Well, there's bigger cases now, though, to be fair. Hefty, can I ask what mixer you use? Yeah, too big of one. I use a Rodecaster Pro 2, and it's unnecessary for what I do. I had plans to have like a podcast that I was going to run with some friends that I have here, but that fell by the wayside. So it turned out I don't need 4 microphone inputs. But the Rodecaster Duo is probably a better solution if you want that kind of tech. Wait, 1 case fitting 2 PCs? What? How? With an ITX build. It has the small... You know how you have small form factor builds that are tiny? Well, you can fit that into a large chassis that's meant for it, where you put the little ITX motherboard in another section. It needs to have its own power. It needs to have all that. But some power supplies are designed to run dual PC setups in one system from 1 power supply. But yeah, what's up, Hefty? Been kind of questioning it for a while, so I figured I'd ask. Yo Ninja, have you had the PC for a while? Is that... I'll be honest with you, I'm more helpful before you make your purchase. Because what if I turn around and tell you it sucks? Then we can't really do anything about that because you've already had it. Well, how would you deal with the heat nightmare, though, from cramming 2 PCs in 1 case? Sounds terrifying. It's not that bad if you manage your parts correctly. Like, if you know you're going to be mostly gaming on the main PC, you don't, like at a high resolution, you don't need a really hot running CPU in there. You can run a cooler CPU in there. Also, a lot of dual PC builds like that are going to use custom loops, custom liquid cooling for that. So that's how you do it. Lots of radiator, lots of fans, and lots of tubing and a pump rad combo, all that kind of stuff. I have the Enthoo Pro for my main PC. You never want to have to move it. So heavy. That's what I'm talking about. If you don't need it, you shouldn't get it. If you do need it, it's the best. And they actually came out with a new Enthoo case at Computex. I saw that thing. It was really cool. And Fantex was really proud of it. Actually, I have the Enthoo Pro 2. Nice upgrade from the original. Yeah, the Enthoo Pro 2 is a nice upgrade. This is a pretty old case at this point. I would probably not use this for a modern PC for just a single PC setup. Thank you for the link. I submitted the form. Nice. Hefty, I'll check my posture. Yep, it's there. So, Austin, here is my suggestion to you. Return one of these kits. For gaming and streaming, you do not need 128 gigs of RAM. All it's going to do is upset your stability, your RAM stability. Because with Ryzen 7000, 9000 series, as far as I'm aware, the best practice is currently to do a kit of 2 sticks. There. And 64 gigs is more than enough for gaming and streaming. Now, you also probably want to return both kits and get DDR5 6000 CL30, not 6400 CL34. The sweet spot for Ryzen 7000 and 9000 series is DDR5 6000 CL30. Motherboard, cannot fault this. This is one of my favorite motherboards on the market. Has a ton of I/O for streaming. It's perfect. I'm not recommending any NZXT parts right now because we're all kind of boycotting them. So, I mean, just the coolers are good. It's not going to be bad at its job, but they doubled down on their stupid and predatory flex program. So yeah, they don't deserve your money. As for the storage, 2 terabytes is fine. This motherboard has 4 sockets for M.2, so you'll still have 2 more to add on more storage later. The case, I wouldn't use this case for a single build, not even an eATX motherboard. Like a standard ATX motherboard, you can get a much smaller case with better airflow and way less of a nightmare to move around. Now, the power supply. I don't know offhand how Rosewell stacks up, so we're just going to find out. I don't have high hopes. But then again, Cougar surprised me, so you never know. And this one is the CMG 1000 G5. That's the SMG. That is under mid-range. Not gold, not blue, not none of that. It's okay. Capstone. We're into tier C, I think, now. Tier E Avoid. So we have a bunch of units under Tier E Avoid. Not the one you're talking about, though. Then we have a bunch of units under Tier C Low End. Actually, more. The Capstone as well. Tier C Low End. This is even labeled under Low Priority or Speculative Position. So this hasn't had that many reviews yet. These haven't had that many reviews yet, but they're like, it's going to be Tier C. Are we sure there's no more information on this? Yeah, there's not. Okay. Basically, you cheaped out on your power supply. You spent a bunch of money on everything else, but your power supply was an afterthought. And that's bad, and we don't like that. And you shouldn't do that. This is an investment, and your power supply is the beating heart of your system. Now, there's times where you can get a budget power supply and do really well. That's like what we did with the GEX. It was a gold-rated Tier B, which is very good. Right there. That was a $99 power supply, 850 watts. But this one isn't even rated by the PSU Cultist tier list, and the majority of, the highest rated Rosewell power supply is like a blank, just regular colored rating, not like a high-end system in this tier. A regular rated Tier B is the highest end one they have. And here, this Photon as well. In mid-range. And the one you're talking about doesn't even have a speculative position here. So I would not get that. I would do anything but plug all those expensive components into that shifty power supply. I wouldn't trust it. I slouched immediately after. I mean, I have a pretty good lumbar support. I'm okay. I'm fine. Well, Austin, you seem to have gone quiet on me. 9900X seems to have better memory support over 7900X if you're needing a ton of RAM. I have heard that the memory support is better for stability. Yeah. For gaming and streaming, you do not need more than 64 gigs. So that's what I'm going to recommend to you. Oh, no, not. We need Flare because you need AMD Expo. There we go. the 4000D get to over $100? That's kind of crazy. If you like fan techs and you want a straightforward airflow case, the XT Pro Ultra is a good choice. Now, if you're trying to avoid RGB, that's totally fine. I'll find you a case. They have the XT Pro, but it only has one fan in the front rather than the 3. I wish they hadn't done that. But if you want non-RGB, you do need to let me know. But for right now, I would say the XT Pro Ultra is a really good, solid choice that comes with 3 140mm fans, unless that's a 180 at the back. Actually, it'll tell me here, I think. Or it won't. Yeah, they're kind of lacking in info there. Either way, it's a nice looking case, $80 with fans included. I'm avoiding RGB, okay? And that's good to let me know when I'm going to be making a case suggestion for you. Be sure to provide me with info because it does help a lot. You know what? We're going to go Lee and Lee. I'm going to go with the 207. Because they have a non-RGB option for that. I'll just put it in here. It might be sold out, though. Oh, okay. PC part picker. Wow. Just not going to have that at all, are you? Okay. There's the 216. That's also a really good case, and this looks like the non-RGB version. And remember, you could also just unplug RGB, so it's not running. So it doesn't. They're just regular fans then. Yeah, we'll just get you a V3000. You want a giant heavy case? That'll definitely do the job. But no, I think the 216 would be a good choice for you. Comes with both fans at the front and the rear exhaust fan as well. There you go. Out of stock. Oh, I'm really glad that they... Oh, it didn't have the price. I'm dumb. Okay, well, cool. Let's see. I guess you could just get the XT Pro and without RGB and then just add a couple fans. That would work. Ah, G500A Performance. That would be a good choice. It's a little bit more. Well, it's $10 less than what you had already chosen. But if you do want a little bit more space in the case, then this is a good choice. Then the XT Pro. And that's going to come with 3 non-RGB fans in the front, 1 in the back. Yeah, that's a good choice right there. Let's do that. There might be a tiny bit of RGB up here, but you can just shut that off. There we go. What'd you get here? 120mm fans. You're not going to need these. Turn that off. Yeah, remove that. Remove this. And it should have a hub already. You don't need that. I see you wanted 1,000 watts. I can do that. And to just get you something that's going to be absolutely super reliable, let's just get you a Seasonic power supply. Like, how much were you paying for that one? That one was going to be $109. This is going to be more money for the power supply, as it should be. The Tough Power GF3 is really nice, though. That is a good power supply, too. But Seasonic, let's just go back up here. The fact that Seasonic is not under the quick list for manufacturer is really stupid. There we go. Focus GX 1000 ATX 3.0. It is more. It's 168.22. But man, you cannot go wrong with Seasonic. Okay, there you go. All right, have a good one, Hefty. Thanks for stopping in. All right, Zagot. That's going to be your turn, but there you go, Austin. Excuse me. Okay, I'm gonna need whatever your full budget is. Let's say we're doing another parts list. 4,000 or more for 1080p is an interesting vibe here. All right, I've been using Seasonic PSUs for 8 years. No issues at all. There you go, John. Absolutely. All right, Zagot's here. Cool, cool. There are 6,000 CL28 RAM kits now, by the way. Araxnis, CL30, and DR5 6000 is generally what I would look for that 10 nanosecond first word latency. Who did I scare away? Says Soy Chorizo. Poppy Seeds, just wondering, would it be possible to have both YouTube and Twitch chats on stream? Braythorn, I cannot do that because of Twitch's TOS, their terms of service, because now they made it to where we can multi-stream, but I cannot show other chats on the Twitch stream because Twitch cannot moderate that. So other streamers do it, but they're usually bigger streamers that maybe have that have contracts with Twitch that probably allow for that. For myself, it's, I'll average maybe 40 to 50 viewers on Twitch. And that means that if I were to lose partnership for breaking TOS, it would take me forever to get it back if I could do that. Yeah, I'm mainly going for FPS. All right, listen up in that case. I'm going to tell you the same thing I tell anybody who's coming in with a higher budget like that. We are... What is it? What week is it in a month here? I mean, we're on the 10th. Yeah, so we're in the middle of the second week of December. And so that means in about 6 weeks or so. Can you go away? In about 6 weeks or so, they're going to launch the 5090 and the 5080. As far as every rumor I've heard, every tidbit I've been given, every breadcrumb from those who cannot tell me straight out, but are giving me clues. We're probably looking at the end of January for 5080 and 5090s being launched. With probably about 1 week in between, 2 weeks in between each one, something like that. At that budget, I would absolutely recommend you wait for that. Now, it's going to come down to you. It's going to come down to how you feel about it. Because only you can determine whether you would care about that or not. So what you could do is this. We do the whole build, but we put in a placeholder GPU that you could buy and use for a couple months, maybe even 4 or 5 months, and just wait until those GPUs come back in stock. Because even though you want a parts list for a DIY build, once the 5080 and 5090 come out, you're probably going to have to get a fully pre-built system because they're going to be botted and scalped. But if you wait, if we do like a 4070 Super or something, okay, that'll still get killer 1080p frame rates. You're going to spend not $2,000 for a GPU, but like $599. And then you save that extra money so that you can get yourself a 5080 or 5090 when they come back in stock, months after they launch. I'll just get a 5090 set up when it comes out. I want something like right now. You did say you would order it within 1 week. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to recommend a more modest GPU, like a 4070 Super. I'm not going to recommend you get a $2,000 graphics card that's about to be plummeting in value. But there's not going to be a replacement for a while for the 4070 Super. So what you can do is then get 5080, 5090 and sell your 4070 Super on the used market. But we're going to build out your system as if you're getting a 5090. All right? And you want a white build. This is going to be fun. I'll just not like recommending it. Sorry, sound like that's okay. It's good to let me know that. Sometimes it's hard for me to see minute details when I try to keep an eye on the bigger picture for pre-builds. Yeah, I got you. Okay, I'm not going to recommend you buy the 9800X3D at $829 unless you really don't care about money. A 7800X3D will do just fine in this case because gaming at 4K, your CPU matters a lot less. Even then, though, 7800, well, $479 for the 7800X3D is maybe $30 more than the retail price of it. But if you want a 9800X3D, you can get it. It's just it's being scalped right now. This should be $480. It is $830. So I'm going to go ahead and recommend the 7800X3D. The gaming performance between the two is pretty similar, especially if you're gaming. Oh, you're gaming at 1080p. Maybe it might be worth it to you. I'll let you decide. If it's not, then just choose a 7800X3D instead. Or wait a little bit until this drops in price because more of them become available. No, I'm not going to do that yet. Let's do... I mean, we're building a hefty system here. We are doing a white build too, so Aorus Pro Ice is a nice looking motherboard. It's just for gaming. Don't even need to worry about the I/O. All right, look at that thing. Yeah, doubt you need the 2200 watts though, John. Let's go 7800X3D, sure. Hell with it, we'll go 64 gigs of RAM. Again, what is your actual maximum budget for the PC, by the way? Because it's 4,000 or more is the selection you chose. What is the actual max budget for the PC? $4,150. Okay. I can't see you needing more than 32 gigs of RAM. Well, we can come back to this. I'm putting 64 just in there for now. I really don't think you need that, but two terabytes of storage. There you go. Now I'm going to say 4070 Super. If you're going NVIDIA, which if you're looking at a 5090 later, you want to just get an NVIDIA card now so that you don't have to worry about that later, about changing your drivers out later. You just need to update them once you put in the new card. 4070 Super is going to be probably the best price to performance. Oh, this is the ICE GPU that matches the ICE color of your motherboard. And it is $30 more than all the other ones, but man, for that aesthetic, it's going to look sick in there. Because it's the Aorus Pro ICE motherboard and the OC ICE GPU. So it perfectly visually matches it. There's your card. And there's your motherboard. Very nice. Now, case. What kind of aesthetic are you looking for? Are you looking for the fish tank or the front mesh? Fish tank is going to have front and side glass, and the mesh is going to be fans and mesh on the front instead. It's such a surreal scenario. 4K budget for 1080p gaming. Well, Poppy, that's the thing, is if you're looking at esports competitive gaming, you absolutely max out your PC and then set it to 1080p, because then you get ridiculous frame rates, giving your eyeballs the most up-to-date information, and which for the reflexes you'll see with pro gamers, that is an actual edge they can exploit. I would say liquid cooled. Liquid cooled is easy. It's good and it works really well. Okay, so you want fish tank? All right, I'm gonna tell you right now. All right. Here, let's just go to this. I'm just going to show you this. This is the King 95 Pro in white that I built in for the Black Friday systems that I did. How does that look to you? Guess that explains why my college esports team spent $15K for 4 PCs. Oh yeah. Okay. And there it is, King 95 Pro in white. Cool thing about this is that it comes with all of those fans that you see there. So you get 2 reverse flow side intake, 3 reverse flow bottom intake, and then 1 standard flow rear exhaust. It's very good. Now we're going to bump up the wattage on this thing. It's going to go pretty high, because if you are doing a 5090, who even knows what power it's going to require if you're getting it from an AIB. If you're getting the Founders Edition card, that one's supposed to be 600 watts. Once the AIB partners get them, add-in board partners get them, who knows how high that's going to go. $1,200 GF3 Snow. Does that have 12 VH PWR at all? Not at all. Okay. Well, we're not going to get a white power supply, but the power supply won't show anyway. Let's get you a power supply that has dual 12 VH PWR or 12 plus 4 pin, because it should be 12 V2x6 as well as an option. Okay, Cooler Master V Platinum V2, 1600 watts dual 12 V2x6. That is bananas. 309. Oh yeah. Versus this Cooler Master 1250 watt one that has only the one. Yeah, no, this is a good deal right here. Any newer LAN box style cases? What do you mean by LAN box? Like the LAN Cool series? Or are you talking about like for a LAN party kind of thing? Those new M25 fans released. Oh, sick. The reverse flow ones? Nice. What's up, sick PCs? How's it going? Now we can go with a matching Montech AIO, and you can even get the fans that exactly match the fans that come with the case, because the ones on the AIO for some reason don't match. I don't know why. Don't know why they did it like that. There's the Hyperflow ARGB 360. And then we'll look at case fans. These are the AX120s. We need 3 AX120s. And there they are, AX120s. Just get 3 of those. Oh, it's not available? What the heck? Hold on. Yeah, the white ones don't seem to be available, so you can rock the ones that are on there. They're facing downwards anyway because they're going to be mounted at the top. It already comes with all the fans you need. So this is coming in at $2406.22, leaving it with $1,500 and a 4070 Super that you can sell on the used market, and it's a desirable one too. You can sell on the used market whenever you get your other GPU. Oh, is that case similar to it? Okay. Well, then I would say the Montech King 95 Pro. There you go. What's the AIO? That's what I did a whole thing about the AIO. Told you, it's the Montech Hyperflow ARGB 360. It's going to have aesthetics that match the rest of the case. The only thing is the fans are a little bit different, but they're pointing down, so it shouldn't be a big deal. I was looking for the white fans that you could replace these with that are just like the ones from the case. Right there. But as you can see here, this is what it looks like with having hub lit fans alongside the halo lit fans that the case comes with. It looks fine. I mean, you're rarely going to be like underneath your PC like the camera is here. This is designed to really show you all that stuff. But yeah. One thing to know about AIOs, if you're ever like, well, that's not a brand name AIO. Most brands don't make their own AIOs, kind of like power supplies. They're mostly made by ODMs that make AIOs for a lot of different companies. Okay, cool. So yeah, 2406, and you still, the only thing you'll need is an operating system. You can just download it, and you download and set up the Windows Media Creation tool for Windows 11. Usually home is all you'll need, unless you're needing to do some remoting or things like that, whatever, like you need it for work, which you don't need Pro. Most people that don't need that don't know the differences between Windows 11 Home or Pro don't need Pro. So that's like $25 with my YouTube sponsor VIP CDK deals. You can get links for that on my System Integrators Weekly videos on YouTube. There's your build, done, cool. Yeah, what's going on, Mikey? How you doing? Headache's starting to come back. I had a headache earlier today, and it's starting to come back with a vengeance. Okay. All right. There you go. Zagot, you're good? No problem? Jasmine, thank you for the lurk. I appreciate it. Yeah, you're good, Zagot. That's it. That's your build. And if you have any questions or whatever, let me know. Go to bed soon. Figure out to stop by. Check this out, though. Useless window, be gone. I had these awesome wall control purple pegboards in my garage set that I used for like 2 months, and then it got too hot. I moved some of them in here now. So, hold on. There you go. I'm just starting to populate it with stuff, but it's going to be super sick. It's going to be cool. Awesome use of your space. Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to put some RGB around it, maybe. Even if I have it turned off, it'll be a nice frame for it, but you know, we'll see. I might meet up with Govi at CES and see if they want to do a thing for it. Right now, it's just going to have a gap at the top and the bottom. It's fine. Pegboard, what's that? It's a board where you put pegs and then you hang stuff off of it. Oh yeah, what thermal paste should I use? Like what brand? There's all kinds. I mean, I like Thermal Grizzly. Also, you can get well, there's all kinds. I mean, MX5, MX6 are fine too. But yeah, just Thermal Grizzly Cryonaut is usually a good bet. Oh, so you don't pin stuff on it? That would be a cork board. No, it's you hang things on it. Live there now, I guess. But you get like things like this, and they slot into it, and then you hang things off of it. And there's all different kinds of accessories you can put onto it. I'm here continuing my parts list on Twitch. Okay, please do. Thermal Grizzly has thermal pads now. They do. They're cryo sheets. There you go. Thermal Grizzly Cryonaut is one of the first. If you go here and you click on thermal compound, Thermal Grizzly Cryonaut is the second option there, for just 1 gram for like usually a single application. There you go. I can tell you, I used Arctic MX5 on a lot of builds and MX4 before that. It is solid for sure. KPX is also very, very good. KPX is solid as hell. I really want to get this 30 gram one right here and just use it for like all my builds. KPX is super good. I should order that. I've been meaning to order that. And I have a little funding right now that I could order that with. I should do that. We have a big tube of cryo that we use for all our builds. Nice. All right, you got it, Zagot. Just waiting on that. Not letting you send it on Twitch. I don't know why it wouldn't ever. Oh, here, hold on. Here, try this. Try clicking on my name, then click whisper, then send it. Any advice on IEMs? Yes, get these. They're really, really good. These are the Truthier. Here, I'll just go out here. These are the Truthier Clinical Zeros. They're like $50. They're dual driver. They're really good. Like, these are my favorite IEMs, and I have a couple more expensive ones. But these are my favorites. For $50, you cannot do any better than these. Would you be interested in seeing my PC once I get it? Personic Dreams, that's what the rigs channel is for. Or you can do that, and you can do a testimonial. A testimonial in the SI Testimonials channels in the Discord. You find the SI you got it from. You go in there, you take pictures of your PC, even if as you're unboxing it, show what it's packed like, show how it turned out, any problems you have, take picture of that, let us know how they got fixed. Testimonials are for those who have bought PCs from that SI. You can share your whole story. It's really cool. Oh yeah, I turned this off. I need to turn it back on. There you guys are. Hi. Nebulous, if you have to post it in the Discord, please put for the stream before you post it, because then a techie is going to think that they should come in and tell you, hey, you need to create a tech questions forum post. Like if you're posting in a general chat, you need to put there that it's for the stream. I think what it is that I'm just hungry. We didn't get a chance to have dinner before I had to start streaming. So Introducer says, do you have a link? A link for what? I've got plenty of links, all kinds of links, all over the place. Oh, for the IEMs? Let me just type this in. You can just Google it. CES arrangements all set. I just need to book my flights. But I did get a place to stay. Yeah. I got a like if you go to the CES listing of hotels, it's like anywhere from 350 to 650 bucks a night for any of those casino hotels. I got an Airbnb for 100 bucks a night. It was great. There we go. That worked. There you go, Nebulous. Okay. Now, what am I doing here? If you can tell me. Looking at this, you are doing a parts list for gaming, streaming, content creation, video editing, and racing sim / flight sim for less than $1,000. I am very interested to see what you did, because that is a lot for a budget PC to handle. You're going to have to build up to this pretty much, but let's see what you did. Okay, 7600X, 6 cores, 12 threads. It's a start for sure. Thermalite Burst Assassin 120 SE ARGB cooler, 20 bucks. B650 Eagle AX. Okay. Okay, that's not bad. It's not bad. I mean, you have 8 USB Type A's, 1 Type C. I don't know why they staggered them like this. It looks weird, but they did that. But only 2, keep in mind, only 2 of these, okay, only 2 of them are faster than USB 2.0. 6 of them are pretty much suitable for mouse, keyboard, headset, your basic stuff. You get yourself an Elgato face cam and try to plug it into one of these, it's going to be like, that's not enough throughput. That's not going to work for me. But that's what these would be for, or external capture cards, things like that. Okay. Is that a 5 gig USB-C? Interesting. Usually 10 or 20 or 40 at this point. Anyway, but you had to fit a lot into a budget there. Okay, this MSI Spatium 2 terabyte M.2 PCIe 4 is $109. If the performance on this is pretty good, that's a good price. I'm expecting like 5,000 megabyte per second speeds kind of thing. Well, very helpful of them. They didn't let us know, but you got it at a good price. Like if you bought this recently, that's good pricing. Let me do this. And that was the... Oh, wait. Oh, I don't need this anymore. Wait, what happened to your list? So it's a Spatium M482. and 482 right there. Good speeds on this. 7,300 megabyte per second, over 6,400 for write speeds. It is DRAM-less. That's where the price came in. So it's DRAM-less, but HMB is pretty good. It's improved significantly, and this is a newer model from MSI. But it is newer to where it's not rated. But generally what you'll see is this. If it has DRAM, it's usually listed as a high-end or minimum mid-range. But this is their DRAM-less option, but the speeds are really good. It should do fine. All right, you got it, Mike. Have a good night, Mikey. That is a solid drive, says Northern Lights. I just bought a few for lower mid-range builds. I mean, the price is really good, and I mean, it's faster than a lot of DRAM-less drives in general, because usually when you have a SSD manufacturer that's going to be making drives with the faster interface and all that, they're not going to go DRAM-less on it, but I think that HMB is becoming a little bit more common for higher speed drives because that stuff, it just gets cheaper. I don't know. That was probably the worst explanation ever for all that, but still. Anyway. All right. Antec C5 is a nice case. 2070 Super. That's an interesting choice, but it's honest. I see what you're doing here. I see that. That's a good choice. That's going to be easily upgradable. The price that you got on it is probably really good. And it can still rock 1440p. Any game at 1440p should be 60 FPS or higher. But don't go ultra on your settings. 32 gigs DDR5 CL30, DDR5 6000 CL30, perfect. I think the one thing that I'm not a big fan of is the motherboard, because that is a lot of slow USB. So if you basically spend like $40 more on the motherboard, you can get my favorite motherboard on the market, essentially. But you did get a really good power supply. Thermaltake Tough Power GF3 is really high quality, and I stand behind that. That's really good. The 7600, what I probably would have done is, so that's how much was that? It is 194. Let me see how much let's see what the price difference is. Okay, it's $70, $70 more, $80 more for the 7700. Yeah, 7600X, you probably got a really good deal on that. That's a good starter right there. And you can upgrade that later. Did I miss my spot in line? No, you're next. Oh yeah, you did good on the RAM. You did great on the storage. The case is nice. I think it is an enlightened choice on the GPU, the 2070 Super. You're still gonna have your DLSS. You're still gonna have all that stuff. Just not the 3.0. It's gonna be previous version, but still DLSS is really good. And yeah, no, I think you did good on that. The one thing is the motherboard for me. I would have preferred you had more faster USB ports. And the motherboard is something that is the hardest to upgrade component. If you've already built your PC, just rock it. Just stick with it. Get yourself one of these things that I was talking about earlier. I talk about these all the time. So get yourself one of these. It's PCIe USB 3.0 card. Throw that in there and you will have all the USB you need. I think with the 7600 on Newegg right now, you get a free drive. I don't know. I know we don't like Newegg, but on a budget isn't. Now, see, Northern Lights, if you're using Newegg rather than the other way around, it's okay. For just parts, yeah. For pre-builts, no. Okay. I just don't want to go too far over budget because you gave me a specific budget. But I'll just show you and you can decide whether you want to change it or not. There we go. It's 209. And this is what I'm talking about when it comes to the I/O. If you're going to be streaming, Like, the motherboard is the hardest part in your PC to change. Get a solid motherboard too. All right, Ermpeck, that's great. Really cool. Congrats on your Ryzen 4090. What is this? The comment section of Zach's Tech Turf shorts? That is not shade to Zach. Zach is awesome. It's shade to a lot of his commenters. But yeah, compare that to this. And this is a decent amount, a decent quantity, but most of them are slower USB. With this, you have just enough USB 2.0 for your mouse, keyboard, headset, maybe a USB mic if that's what you're using. The rest is all faster for streaming devices that need it, like webcams, external capture cards, things like that. Well, the way this is designed to look good in either a black or a white system. You see that? It's just going to add a splash of contrast. I don't think they have an exact version like this in black. They might have one on the Intel side, but that's not going to help you out. And also, notice that for this $50, you're going from B650 to X670E. That is a huge jump. That is their premium chipset from AMD from that generation. Ermpeck, let me help you out. I'll go ahead and ban you, so you don't have to unsubscribe. There you go. I know a troll when I see one. Gonna get an Intel 9000 XRD and AMD RTX 4080. You gonna do that right now, or Exness? Right now? Right before 50 series? That 4080 is gonna drop in price, unless you're just joshing me. I don't know. Like, I've actually built a couple PCs with this motherboard now. It is one of my favorites. It is really, really nice. That's actually the motherboard that was in. That's what's in here. And as you see, it looks good in a white build, but also the black PCB and connectors and stuff makes it look good in a black build. So it does both. Is it better to buy at Micro Center or not? That's a personal preference thing. It's a personal preference thing. If you want somewhere where you can take it back, if it's DOA or whatever, just if you want to be able to swap out parts right there at Micro Center, then yeah, get a Micro Center. I would say do that, but they might not have some of these because we didn't do a Micro Center parts list for your location. I would say get whatever parts you can at Micro Center, and then like their selection of CPU air coolers kind of sucks. It's okay, I guess, but they'll mostly have more expensive ones. But yeah, go see whatever they have at Micro Center for a similar price to this. That build looks really clean. Thank you. This was my Black Friday special that I did with Skytech. Well, it's one of them. These sold out in 2 days, I think. 3 days? They sold out really fast. I think 3 days. I'm not sure. There were like a few left after a while, and then those trickled out. Those took a little longer. Anyway, let me just save this for you. I'm not taking credit for this or anything. I just made a little change, but yeah. Pebbles, what's up? You just got yours today? How do you like it? Not surprised they sold out. Things of beauty. Yeah, and that system was cheaper than picking out all the same parts on a PC part picker list and building it yourself. It was cheaper and it was fully built, warranted, everything. It was such an awesome deal. Nebulous, no problem. Just take that list to Micro Center, see what they've got, buy it there, and for whatever's not at Micro Center, order it. Nor have I. And jokes aside, building 4070 Ti and below right now sounds like the smart move. Yep. Mostly I'm recommending, if for someone who's trying to get a system with a 4090 right now, I'm like, just get a 4070 Super, rock that for a few months, and then get yourself a 5080 or 5090 when they come back in stock, because they're going to get scalped for a couple months probably at retail. You love it? That's awesome. Happy to hear that, Pebbles. Okay, probably the last one I'm going to do tonight is going to be TF2. We are getting to the end of the stream, and I do apologize for anybody who is on the list, but you come back Thursday and you're still on the list. You stay on the list. You don't lose your place in line. But we did help out quite a few people tonight already, and my headache is coming back with a vengeance right now. So you already purchased your build. Okay. What, you're in Canada? I wouldn't have bought from iBuyPower. If you're in Canada, I understand that there are SIs that will ship to you. From the US, don't do it. I suggest getting from a Canadian system integrator so you don't pay duties on something getting shipped to you, because think about this. If you have your PC and it has an issue, and you have to ship it back to the SI in the US. I'm not sure that it works this way, but I believe when they ship it back to you, you have to pay duties all over again. Is that the way that works? Because that's a huge risk right there. That means you're going to pay a bunch of money every time it needs to be RMA'd, if at all. But you can look at a company like Quoted Tech, and they're in Canada. They do great builds, and it's the better option. It's coming back with a Corsair vengeance. Wow. Poppy Seeds, it's coming back stronger now, that's for sure, after that one. Yes, Nebulous, you can. Now, you don't get Windows from there. You get the license for it. You need to download the Windows Media Creation Tool. There's a video showing you how it's done. It's linked in that same sponsor spot in the description. Just watch that video. Brian Rhodes says, looking at doing about more PC builds soon. Interesting, interesting. People are buying right now because they're afraid of tariffs. So there's that. I would be careful about doing the high-end builds just because people are going to be waiting on 50 series for anything higher than a 4070 Super or 4070 Ti Super. If I miss my spot on Thursday, do I get put to the back of the queue? No. There are people who have waited a month to come back, and they're the first in line when they say, hey, I'm here. I'm on the list. I'm here. I go back, I find you, and I'm like, okay, you're first. So you keep your spot in line, even if it's 4 or 5 streams later, it doesn't matter. No problem, Nebulous. You're very welcome. Oh, you did whisper me. Okay. All right, chat, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to ask you guys, what would I have to say about this? Looking at the use case real quick, by the way, it is for gaming and pro gaming / esports. So it's nothing about the CPU. The CPU is a perfect choice. But what would I say about this, chat? What would I have to say about this? The main thing, other than the Canada thing, that is what it is. I haven't talked to them about it yet, Araxnus. I'm glad you think that's good. Zixlim, I think. What I would say about this is that this is a 4090 system. And the 4090 is expensive right now because NVIDIA canceled production on it. Why did they do that? Because we are weeks away from them launching the 5090. That's going to mean two things. The availability of a newer standard, a higher standard for gaming, the new King, right? And then there's going to be 5080 underneath that, which 5080 should be around 4090 performance from the speculation I've heard. Also, 4090 prices are going to plummet. So basically, in 6 weeks, this right now, as things stand right now, this is the top tier of PC gaming you can buy for the next 6 weeks. So that's why you'll see stuff like this, waiting for 50 series. There's going to be other ones. Waiting for a new hardware launch, waiting for a new hardware launch. Yeah. What I recommend, if you cannot wait to get your PC, is you get a lower end GPU. And then when they're available at retail, which can take a few months after launch with scalpers being out there, then you get yourself a 5080 or 5090 down the road after you've been using your placeholder GPU for a while. Then you sell that thing on the used market. This is why, guys, come and talk to me before you spend your money. How many people have been like, hey, I got this already. What do you think? Usually that'll be like one person per stream, if that. But with Black Friday having happened, that's why for my Black Friday video, I was like, guys, don't get pressured into making a decision you're not ready for. Their job is to take your money, and it's legit. It's what they're supposed to do. They'll put timers on there. So you're like, I should look into this, but this says I only have 2 hours to buy it. The time is ticking down. That's what Black Friday is like. That's what Cyber Monday is like. Can I easily upgrade to a 5090 when it comes out? Is it just a matter of unplugging and plugging in? Yes. Here's the problem, though. When 5090 comes out, you're not going to be able to buy it unless you get a pre-built like what you're getting here. Because the retail stock is going to be bought up by bots that buy them for scalpers who then sell them for 50% more, 70% more, 100% more price. And they're not going to do very well because the cards are already going to be like $2,000, but SIs are going to have their own allocation. It's going to be thin. It's not going to be a ton of it, but it'll be available. And then it's going to be a case where it's like, you're going to have to make your buying decision based on who has inventory, just like back during the, shortages. What I've been recommending, though, is, like I said, get your PC with a lower GPU. And for you, though, I wouldn't have recommended iBuyPower no matter what. iBuyPower is great, but getting stuff shipped to Canada sucks. And it's because of Canada. Because they charge you a solid percentage of any electronic goods going into Canada. So I would have said go to quota.tech, get your PC built there, but do it after the launch of 50 series, because two things will happen. 50 series will be available and 4090s will drop drastically in price. So what you're spending $1,800 or $2,000 on now, that GPU is going to be worth like half of that in 6 weeks. You'll need to update your drivers, yes, but it should be handled by software. It's not a problem. When you're going to make an upgrade to a PC you bought from an SI, you call the SI and talk to them. Hey, what do you recommend? Can you walk me through this? That helps with your warranty. Are they having a postal strike right now? I did not know. Oh, the only one left in stock when there's really a lot more. True, Zixlum? Yep. Or they'll have things where like they're doorbuster deals and they're sold out right away. But you're at the store, you're looking. You recommend buying insurance on any components specifically? Insurance, like extended warranty? I mean, if you want to, most manufacturer warranties are pretty solid on PC hardware. Yeah, I don't do high-end builds. I'm not a Mr. Moneybags. Well, I mean, that's if you're selling PCs, it's your customers that are the Mr. Moneybags. You're just the conduit. Damn, I wish it came here before Black Friday. I was here. I was streaming on Black Friday, on Cyber Monday, all that. Yeah. But I mean, what can you do? Well, you can maybe cancel your order, send it back. I don't know if you've already received it, then just be happy with what you got. 4090s are hard to come by, and they're still awesome. They're not going to get any slower just because something new comes out. But seriously, if you had taken 10 seconds to Google 5090, you would have seen January. Just saying. I'm just saying. Also, I hope you use my coupon code, so at least you save some money on it. Braythorn6. That's why I don't like getting prompts like this. I already got something. Tell me, is it good? Because sometimes the answer is no. And sometimes you can't do anything about it. Problem is my PC is stuttering now because, well, have you called iBuyPower yet? You know they are obligated to for you to have a good working PC. I'm glad 4090s will be cheaper. Yeah, they'll still be good. The thing is that NVIDIA, on purpose, stopped producing them. So they're being choked out of the market. So they're not going to be a lot of them available at that lower price. I'll try to call tomorrow. Yeah, call them. Guys, if you get, like, you have no idea how many times I've seen this, where someone gets a PC from a company, has issues with it, and instead of calling the company that they have a warranty with, they go to forums, they go to reviews, they go to our Discord, and they complain and say that the company sucks. No, they don't. They haven't had a chance to be good yet. This is their opportunity to help you. And iBuyPower in particular has world-class customer service. Some of the best in the industry. Dell could never. So, you're in good hands. At least be happy about that. They gathered parts but haven't built, but I already paid. You might get some kind of restocking fee, but if you feel like you want to cancel it, you need to call them immediately. Oh, okay. So I thought you already had your PC. I thought you were saying the new PC was stuttering in Counter-Strike. That's when I was like, yo, you better call iBuyPower, like right now. Not right now, but tomorrow. But anyway, you need to call them and see if you can tell them this. Hey, look, I would like to see if I can hold off my order and swap it out to a 50 series when they come out. Just hold on to my money, and then I'll pay the extra. I don't know. Whatever it takes, just tell them, if not, I want to cancel it. If it hasn't been built yet. You tell them, hey, it doesn't show that it's being built, so there should be no restocking fee. I would like to cancel my order. Unless you can hold on to my order and swap it to a 50 series, I'll pay the difference. Oh, these are all gifts. Okay. I'm sorry. Brian, I get a lot of people in here who build PCs and sell them. So when you said 5 more PC builds, I thought you were someone who sold PCs. Very easy conclusion to get to. Not everybody gives out PCs as gifts. More people sell PCs than there are people who build PCs and gift them out. I've built PCs for others before, like friends and stuff, and I don't like to do that anymore because then I become their tech support. So it sounds like you're signing up for quite a bit of work there. But hey, that's a good gift. All right, guys, let me see. Wish someone would give me a free PC. Well, I've got giveaways. That's something. Yeah, TF2. Whenever it's time for 50 series, you can come back and we'll do a thing with Quoted Tech. And then you'll be ordering from a Canadian company. Like, that's not me hating on iBuyPower. iBuyPower is really good. Like, they're good at what they do. I do recommend buying from them, not from a third-party seller. I recommend buying directly from them, but yeah, they're really good. Does Quototech have 4090s or not? Don't get a 4090. Do not buy a 4090. I don't recommend you get a 4090. If you're here for my recommendation, that recommendation is no. Don't get a 4090. If you want a PC now, get like a 4070 Super. You're playing at 1440p anyway. You don't need a 4090 for that. A 4070 Super is an awesome 1440p system. We just went over the whole 50 series thing. You're about to put yourself in trouble again. Yeah, that. There you go. El Vape Man. Are you calling me the Vape Man in Spanish? Am I El Vape Man? I don't want to be that. Vaping is bad for you. Don't do it. Do as I say, not as I do. However, if someone else has a vice that you don't have that's basically harmless to others, like nothing illegal, something just like, vaping is my only vice, really. What's an L is to judge other people for stuff like that. Because you know what it did? It saved my life. So, Blood, if you're saying that my vaping is an L, would you rather I had stuck to actual tobacco and been dead right now? I vape, yes. And it's to not smoke tobacco. And it's been, it helped me get off of that. So it's much better. Not good. It's not good, but it's better. It's a lesser of two evils for sure. Oh, also, TF2, you said you wanted a white PC, but you didn't buy a white PC. What's up with that? I saw a video of Mike Lee of this case and it looked really nice. Do you mean Matt Lee? I am a grown adult. Very true. Overgrown, you might say. Sorry, had ads. What did I miss? Nothing much. Go with AMD 7900 XTX for $800. 4K gaming. NVIDIA's overcharging. Adam, the 4090 is legitimately better than both the 7900 XTX and the 4080 Super. It is a solid performance difference, and if someone has the budget, they can totally do that. But this person's talking about getting a GPU, then upgrading to a 50 series later. And if they are newer to PCs, I wouldn't recommend going between Radeon cards and GeForce and NVIDIA cards. Because then you have some advanced driver removal to do. It's not that advanced for someone who knows how to do it, but for those who don't, it would feel advanced. So I just recommend 4070 Super and you're good to go. $599, it's good. Yeah, Matt Lee is awesome. Alrighty then. Okay, chat. Thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate it all very much. I do need to get off stream because my head is starting to really pound it, and we helped out a good amount of people. We'll be back on Thursday. If you're on the list, you're on the list. You keep your place in line. But we're going to be rating Mired Media, Jacob from NVIDIA, really cool dude. Let's go ahead and drop that raid. Everybody, come along. And we're going to go raid playing Indiana Jones right now, which looks like a pretty good game, actually. So I will see you guys on Thursday. Thank you so much for hanging out. And until then, Take care.
Let's go, nerds!